From Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros begin a 9-game road trip. It's the first of 3 against the Texas Rangers. Good evening, everybody. From Globe Life, Bill Brown along with Alan Ashby. Jeff Blum joins us for the game tonight, and Julia Morales will be along as well. Ash, these two teams have played 9 times so far. There's a lot on the line for the Astros, and the Rangers still think that they can get back in this race if they can win this series.
Well, if they are to get back in this race, they need to win this series, no doubt about it, at least take 2. So I think the Astros can go a long way, Brownie, to kind of making it a 2-team race anyway, if they can play well in this series.
Our Kubota pitching performance will show you the matchup tonight. Colby Lewis has had the Astros number. He really has dominated with a 6-0 record, a 1.74 ERA since 2011 against the Astros, while having a 4.74 ERA against the other teams in baseball. He just seems to be right there dialing it up every time he faces Houston.
And Lance McCullers going for the Astros tonight. He's the guy that set the tone in the Angels series. Game 1 went out there and just blew the Angels away. Put the Astros on that win side of the column. The Astros went on to win 3 straight. And Lance McCullers has the kind of stuff and command most of the time to be able to come up with the big games in big situations.
Coming up, Lone Star Scuffle. The battle for the boot has intensified on the field and in the standings as the Astros and Rangers cross paths in their biggest series to date. The rivalry renews in Arlington straight ahead.
Begin a 9-game, 10-day road trip right here in Arlington is where it all begins against the Rangers, and they're hoping to carry the way that they've been playing in those home uniforms. So the way they will play in the road unis. They have the best record in the American League, and we're looking at some of the numbers now for these guys since the All-Star break. Check this out, 10-2, 36 runs a game. The offense on fire, 919 OPS. Getting it done up and down the lineup, playing really well. And overall, the club is 38-18 on their home turf. So fans at home getting to see great stuff. Guys like Carlos Correa, Evan Gaddis really turning it on here lately. But when they put those road unis on, it has been a different story as of lately. And started off great. The first 12 road games this year, they went 10-2, but then 12-26. Since then, really dropping off a lot of those stats. You see the OPS down to 647, the ERA not as sharp with the pitching on the road. Hard to find an answer here, guys, but what the Astros do know is they want to keep control of the lead in the American League West. In order to do that, they have to play well in every ballpark. So I send it up to you, Brownie and Ash, and Blummer up in the booth. How you guys doing?
Good to have Jeff Blum back with us, straight from his home and revitalized for the pennant race. Blummer, how do you feel?
You better believe I am. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited I get to share it with all you guys finally, and some of the good times that are happening after that All-Star break.
Well, it has a different feel to it because these two teams have seldom been in the race after the All-Star break, Ash, and this year has that different feel.
That's true. And recent years for the Astros, they simply haven't been in the race at all. But turning it on as they have this year, playing as well as they have at home, pretty phenomenal. And as Julia said, it's time now to start playing well on the road and go ahead and make this a one-team race very soon.
The Astros starting lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Here's a look at it. Jose Altuve, second base. Carlos Gomez, center field. Carlos Correa, shortstop. Preston Tucker, left field. Evan Gattis, DH. Jed Lowry, third base. Colby Rasmus, right field. Luis Valbuena, first base. Jason Castro, catcher. Lance McCullers, Jr., pitcher.
On the pitching side for the Texas Rangers tonight, a guy that's had a great deal of success against the Astros, Colby Lewis, 21 starts, 11-4 this year. But against the Astros, this guy has torn it up. He's 7-1 lifetime in 10 previous starts. The numbers are pretty phenomenal across the line. A 191 ERA against the Astros, and they've hit just 190 against him. A guy that has not put up numbers like that at all against the rest of the league.
Blummer, in your playing days, when you were coming down the stretch in a pennant race, did you feel any different at all at game time?
Absolutely. A lot more intensity, a lot more riding on this. There's a purpose to go out there. The beauty in all that is that some of those injuries that might be nagging you a little bit kind of go by the wayside because you know there's a bigger purpose behind every game.
A.J. Hinch's club 60-46, building a 4-game lead over the Angels, and the Rangers want to push back up into the picture. They're 51-53. They're 8 games out, but with the second wild card, they're only 3 behind that spot. Actually, they are not out of it.
Yeah, and that's the big thing that I think keeps the Rangers believing they can get into postseason play. But again, this series goes a long ways if the Astros play well to be able to knock the Rangers out and make it just Astros and Angels for a period of time.
Jose Altuve gets it going. He is 8th in hits in the American League with 119. The first one's a shot up the middle. Diving stop. Rougned Odor does not get him. That was a miraculous play behind second by Odor. And he made it close, but Altuve is on with a leadoff single.
It is a good thing Jose Altuve didn't take it for granted this ball was going to find center field. Because as you say, that was a spectacular effort by Odor. And Altuve with those wheels just able to leg it out.
Such a luxury to have that tool of speed. How about the way the Rangers play behind Colby Lewis? Not only offensively, they're putting up astounding numbers in run support, but now they're playing defense behind him too.
Yeah, they have picked up the pace. They're 9-7 since the All-Star break. They've won 4 of their last 5. Colby Lewis shooting for win number 12 of the year. Faces Carlos Gomez now. The new Astro at 286 with 2 runs batted in an Astro uniform. Got a big 2-run single through the right side yesterday. That was in the 4th inning, and it snapped a 1-1 tie, and he is loving Club Astro so far.
Well, he's starting to be a big contributor to that club as well. And once you get that monkey off your back, it just makes it so much easier to play and play well.
Foul ball takes it to 0-2. Paul Schreiber is the home plate umpire tonight for game 1 of a 3-game series. The Astros are 4-5 against the Rangers. They're 2-1 here at Globe Life. These two teams will be seeing a lot of each other from now to the end of the season. This is the first of 7 more here in Texas, with 3 more coming in Houston. And tied for a ball. That makes it 1-2 to Gomez, who came from Milwaukee, along with tomorrow night's starting pitcher Mike Fiers in the deal for prospects. Gomez has hit .351 lifetime against the Rangers. Altuve takes off. Good jump. Little roller out to second base. Odor comes over. Altuve to third. Here's the throw from Moreland. Safe at third base and out at first. He was close to being out for oversliding the base, but Altuve maintained possession on the ground out by Gomez.
Rougned Odor had forever to go to get to this baseball, and then had only the glove flip option, and he came up with it very nicely despite bouncing it. But that's the only way they were going to get Gomez.
And you just saw something there that you can't teach. Instincts. Altuve doing a great job recognizing how far Odor had to go get that ball, that he made that turn at second base. See Odor covering second, but watch Altuve didn't even hesitate, just kept going. Beautiful play.
That gets him to third with one out. Gomez advancing the runner 2 bases with a ground out. That's pretty rare. And they're looking into the Ranger dugout. Evidently no challenge of any kind. And here's Carlos Correa on a 7-game hitting streak. .299, 12 homers, 32 runs batted in.
I would assume they were looking into whether Altuve might have come off the bag at third.
Correa takes it, and it's ball 1. Well, we've been reading the name of Jeff Blum connected with Carlos Correa. Here's that replay, Blummer.
Give us a chance to look at that Super Mo, brought to you by Mattress Firm. You see that hand? Seen a lot of plays being reviewed for the Astros going their way, but good move hanging there.
Correa takes, and it's 1 ball 1 strike to Carlos. He is 5 for 11 with a homer against Texas pitching. He's done some things, and we've mentioned the name of Jeff Blum, associated with shortstops hitting home runs early in their career. Well, this man has passed you, Blummer, and he's played 47 games. He's hit 12 homers.
Well, you know, records are made to be broken, I guess.
Were you even aware of that?
No, I wasn't aware of it until he came up and started doing some things.
There's a shot, long ball to left field, and it's a home run off the foul pole. 2-run shot from Correa, number 13 of the season. The Astros lead it 2-0. That's 34 runs batted in for the rookie. This is his 48th game.
And I tell you what, this kid can keep outdoing anything I've done, because he has been a blast to watch. Pardon the pun.
Well, it's not just offense, but the offense has been spectacular. The defense has been as well. And I imagine he's a guy right now that the Astros, the players, want to see at the plate in a big situation.
He drove a 1-2 pitch a long way. Now Preston Tucker bats. Strike 1 to Tucker, 265, 10 homers, 28 runs batted in. The Astros get their 149th long ball. Correa leads the American League in extra base hits since he was promoted to the big leagues June 8th. That's his 27th extra base hit.
Oh, yikes.
That was a screamer. 1-2.
Wow. How about Correa? 2 for 4 off Colby Lewis now with 2 bombs.
That's right. 342 feet of beauty on the Astros bench.
May have found the kryptonite.
The Astros are 11-4 since the All-Star break. Ooh, foul back, 1-2. And this is just about a game's output for them with the usual Colby Lewis start. He has a career ERA of 1.91 and a 7-1 record against the Astros.
Yeah, this already is above the 9-inning regular for the Astros against this guy. How about that last swing by Preston Tucker?
It's fun to watch. Line to Beltre. He really scalded that one. That was a good swing with 2 strikes in the count.
That's the 3rd time in the last little while that Tucker has hit a ball right at the only guy on the left side. A look now at our strike zone presented by MD Anderson. Carlos Correa at the plate. They tried to come in. Mistake.
How did you keep that fair?
That was what we were wondering about. Looked like a foul ball all the way, didn't it?
Yeah. But considering where that pitch was, makes it even more unbelievable that he kept that thing on the foul pole.
It really does.
Yeah, Blummer knows exactly that feeling. You try to keep that ball fair, and generally you start chicken winging and not producing much pop, but not so for Correa.
Gaddis with a big cut, 0-2.
Just watch the hands bringing that knob in early, allowing that barrel to get to it.
Yeah, you see the left arm there? Now he makes sure not to have it extended and get jammed and maybe yank the ball foul.
1-2 to Gaddis.
Supermo is kind of special.
Oh, it really can allow you guys to prove your points. Slowing it down that much. Gaddis strikes out, 2 runs, 2 hits. Correa going deep to make it 2-0 Houston. Correa, 2-run homer off the left field foul pole. Fans coming in, and they will be seeing the Rangers first inning with this lineup. Center fielder Delino DeShields, second baseman Rougned Odor, DH Prince Fielder, third baseman Adrian Beltre, first baseman Mitch Moreland, left fielder Josh Hamilton, right fielder Shin-Soo Choo, shortstop Elvis Andrus, catcher Bobby Wilson.
No, we talk about Carlos Correa a lot, and then you have to talk about Lance McCullers. This guy's been spectacular. 21 years of age, 5-3 with a 2.48 ERA. Last time out, beating the Angels to set up that 3-game series that saw the Astros sweep through. And there's a lot of importance in Game 1. He brought it.
DeShields taking that pitch for strike 1. And that one's upstairs for a 1-ball, 1-strike count. As McCullers goes to work, shooting for win number 6 of the year. It's the first time he's faced the Rangers. His father, Lance Sr., finished his career with the Rangers. DeShields takes a look at that one for ball 2. At 273, Delino has a 364 on base average. And he's come in for more and more playing time as the season has progressed. He has 16 steals in 19 tries. That's there for a strike. Evening the count at 2-2. Last time out, McCullers in 7 innings allowed 1 run to the Angels, and he beat them 6-3. Strong performance by Lance. 99 pitches. It's 3-2. This is his 14th start. Darryl Kyle has the lowest ERA of any Astro for his first 13 major league starts, 2.36. Jared Cozart, 2.42. Carlos Hernandez, 2.46. The only Astros with lower ERAs through their first 13 major league starts. And it's fouled away. Still a 3-ball, 2-strike count. This Ranger club is 5th in runs scored at 457. Fielder and Beltre giving them a potent 1-2 punch in the third and fourth spots in the lineup. They beat the Giants 2-1 yesterday. Leadoff walk puts DeShields on.
Here at Globe Life Park, we're going to take a look at who's going out there trying to get that silver boot. Preston Tucker, Carlos Gomez, Colby Rasmus in the outfield. On the left, Jed Lowry at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve and Luis Valbuena on the right side, and Jason Castro doing the catching with Lance McCullers.
McCullers is 21. His mound opponent Lewis just turned 36. Odor has really had a pretty good year. 262 with 8 homers. Hustling player who irritated many Astros fans with his antics in Houston a few days ago. He's hit 300 against the Astros this year with a homer and 4 runs batted in. A look over to first, and DeShields gets back. Odor slid hard into Jose Altuve in that game, among other things. It's 1-0. Boy, tempers have been flaring throughout Major League Baseball the last few days.
Summers get hot, Brownie.
Don't take something about the month of August and a pennant race and the dog days. It's a shot to right field. Gets out quickly to Colby Rasmus. Here's DeShields turning second, getting to third. The ball cut off, and it's first and third on the single by Odor with nobody out.
Odor's got some sting in that bat. He can let it fly, and then you get it all started with that fastball of Lance McCullers. But that's a nice quick start by the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, Lance McCullers with 1 walk in this game already has 1 more walk than he did his last start against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But if you're going to get Lance McCullers, you have to get that fastball. And with a burner like DeShields at first base, there's a good chance you're going to get that heater. A lot tougher to steal a bag when a guy's throwing a good fastball. But the average coming into this game was 291 against that fastball of Lance McCullers.
Prince Fielder takes, and it's ball 1. Fielder is second in hits in the American League with 130 and second in batting average at 329. He should be taking over the AL lead in batting average in a few days. He's dropped off to 216 his last 10 games, though. Miguel Cabrera will drop out of the listings in the top 10 because he will not have enough plate appearances to qualify in a few days. 2 balls, no strikes. Fielder's hit 333 against the Astros in this all-star season for him. 297 with 25 career homers against the Astros. And this line drive is in for an RBI single to left. 2-1 ball game. Fielder drives in his 60th.
I think Fielder has hit as many balls, if not more, to left field for hits against the Astros this year than as to pulling balls. And he is such a good hitter. He stays on top of it as well as anybody.
No, I think that kind of gets lost in the process. When you look at Prince, you see the size of him. You expect him just to be able to sit back and drop bombs. But the man can hit. Then you put a couple guys in scoring position. He's going to turn into a better hitter because he knows how much those RBIs mean.
Now 2 men on, nobody out for Adrian Beltre. Well, McCullers is up against it here, leading 2-1, facing Beltre, who has suffered this season. He's had an injured left thumb, but also his numbers are way down. 8 homers, 27 runs batted in, and a 262 average. Lately, though, he's been gearing up. He's 6 for his last 12, hit a homer. There's a strike to Beltre. His last 20 games, he's hit 321. Mitch Moreland's on deck. Foul back, 0-2. But when Colby Lewis broke into the big leagues for the Texas Rangers, His first year was 0-2. Lance McCullers Jr. was finishing up second grade.
It's good stuff.
Poke foul, and he stays alive.
You know, we've seen Colby Rasmus playing shallow and near the line against a number of hitters, but to see him do it against Adrian Beltre is surprising to me.
Been watching the positioning of Colby Rasmus, especially the last couple of weeks. He has taken a number of hits away by playing pretty close to the right field line and fairly shallow on opposite field at bats. So it might be that with 2 strikes, especially Blummer, that looping single to shallow right that the Astros are trying to take away here.
It was pretty effective in that Kansas City Royals series in Kansas City, taking away line drives and bloopers.
1-2.
But these shifts have proven their worth. I think in the league, the Astros are either first or second in saving runs via the shift.
Off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
97.
He's got the gas, and you know he's going to be pumped for this series. But both offenses coming out of the blocks pretty strong.
Beltre just fouls it. Staying alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only win on the road for Lance McCullers was his first road start. That was in Detroit, May 23rd. He won that game 3-2. Overall, he's 1-3 with a 3.67 ERA away from home. Brent Strom hoping he can get a nice double play ball here. Or he got a triple play ball in that game in Detroit. Shot into left center field. That'll score at least 1. It's going to roll a long way. Big fielders around third. He's being waved home. And there's a play at third base. Correa's throw not in time. The Rangers grab the lead 3-2 on a 2-run triple by Beltre.
There's no way you could anticipate this. And the stuff, obviously, velocity-wise, is there for Lance McCullers. You could see he wasn't sharp to the first hit of DeShields, but location probably the issue.
No, I think that's absolutely what it is. It's command right now. If he had better command of his off-speed pitches, he'd be able to go to them earlier in the count, maybe set up these fastballs later in the count. But you got to give credit to Texas, realizing that he's having a tough time right now locating that slider and that changeup, forcing him to go to that fastball, which they are more than ready to hit.
Mitch Moreland is the batter. Infield is shifted around. Valbuena's even with the bag at first. He chases one. There's strike 1 on Moreland. He drove in 3 in the game Saturday against the Giants. Moreland, an excellent glove man, 29 years old, from Amory, Mississippi, and Mississippi State. It's 1-1. Beltre just collected his 3rd triple of the year. That's his most since the 06 season when he had 4. Josh Hamilton's on deck. Very warm night here in Arlington. At home, the Rangers are 20-29. On the road, they're 31-24. In fact, looking at what they've done in the division, going 14-26, that's a stretch to realize that they are not out of it. They're 3-15 at home against the American League West. This one sails by Castro, and no advance because it ricochets out to Valbuena. And Beltre just froze at third base there, and nobody out. No real need to take that risk right now.
I don't know what's going on, but that's the second ball that's gone by Castro, just unleashed up by McCullers. With that kind of velocity, it's awfully tough to get up there.
I was just kind of curious. I was looking around to see if the bull from Durham is here.
Is he?
You better watch out if he is. Luke LaLoosh is going to let one go. That wasn't a cross-up either. That was kind of interesting to see Castro not even get a glove on it.
Yeah.
But like you said, Ash, the velocity makes it tough to catch up to.
Swing and a miss. Brings the count to 2-2 on Moreland.
There's a pitch that Lance McCullers going to need, and he hasn't been sharp with it to this point.
Pretty good time to throw it, too. Pretty easy to say that's the best one we've seen this early in the game.
Popped up foul and out of play. First of 9 games on this trip for the Astros. 3 here in Arlington. Then they go to Oakland for 4. Finish up with 2 in San Francisco. Back to interleague play. The 25th pitch of the game already with nobody out.
Yeah, we saw that 44 pitch second inning for Dallas Keuchel the other day. He still went on to pitch 6 innings and win it, but Lance has got to find a way to get something happening here. He's not a guy that's going to induce a lot of ground balls.
Now a full count to Moreland.
Love to see what the warm-up session went like for Lance. Of course, warm-up sessions and then in the game can be 2 totally different things.
Correa can't flag it down. It's 4-2 Rangers on the looping RBI single by Moreland, who hit the 8th pitch thrown to him. That's 4 straight hits after a leadoff walk.
We've seen fastballs up. We've seen a fastball to the backstop, but the pitches that are getting hit, at least on the off speed, are up in the zone. So it makes you wonder if he's a little bit fatigued. He's not following through or finishing the pitch to get those pitches down where he needs them. Because some of the breaking balls we have seen have been spiked, and then there's been that overcompensation where it's left up in the zone. But with 2 strikes, that's a good pitch to hit.
Toss over to first. Moreland the runner for Hamilton now. Josh hit a 2-run homer yesterday for the only runs in the Rangers 2-1 win over the Giants. Hit it off Mike Leake. His 5th as a Ranger this season. He's driven in 16 with a .245 average. Josh Fields has gotten up in the Houston bullpen. There's strike 1. Last 14 games, Hamilton has raised his average. He's hit .268 in those 14. He was at .222. It's 1-1 as McCullers continues to try to find that release point and get good results. This will be his 30th pitch of the inning coming up. It's there for a strike, 1-2. Yesterday, Colin McHugh gave the Astros 7 solid innings of 8-hit 1-run baseball. Pat Neshek and Luke Gregerson working out of the bullpen in a 4-1 win over Arizona. And the day before, Dallas Keuchel went 6, as Ash mentioned, regrouping from that 44-pitch second inning. So the Astros bullpen has had a few days of low percentage appearances anyway. Vincent Velasquez worked 2 2/3 innings in relief in that 9-2 win over Arizona Saturday. He's now back in the minor leagues, getting some rest. Swing and a miss by Hamilton. He strikes out, and that's out number 1.
Well, the changeup gets the first out, and maybe Lance is going to have to start mixing that in a little bit more.
Started to mount this at bat with a good changeup, good diving action to it. Still throws it pretty firm. You get a good look at that circle change with those last 3 fingers.
Shin-Soo Choo is the batter. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. 239, 13 homers. He's driven in 49. And it's outside ball 1 to Choo, who really was off to a miserable first half. But he's been on base in all 11 starts since the All-Star break. He's hit .366 in 12 games since the break. They signed him to a lucrative 7-year deal. And last year was his first year with the Rangers. They were tied up, as you know, Blummer, on some very high dollar contracts. Then they acquired Cole Hamels.
Pretty impressive.
And the key to that deal, from what we understand, is including Matt Harrison, who is owed between $25 and $30 million for the rest of his contract, going to Philadelphia. But he's been injured so much, there's a chance that insurance money could take over and get the Phillies off the hook for some of that remaining dollars owed. There's Hamels. Made his debut Saturday night, so he won't be pitching in this series. High to right field. This one's going to carry way over Colby. That's a 2-run homer. Choo with number 14. 6-2 Texas.
Aside from the base hit by Mitch Moreland that was on his hands, everything has been stung by these Rangers hitters. This kind of comes out of nowhere against Lance McCullers.
Yeah, I'd have to say this escalated quickly. Yeah, it just looks like lack of command. See the Castro setting up on that outside corner, reaching back across his body because this ball is just left out over the plate. But fastballs in the zone in this inning are not being missed at all.
Elvis Andrus has made some adjustments at the plate and in the field. There's ball 1.
Good old-fashioned four-seamer.
Andrus fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 256 for Andrus. 4 homers, 38 runs batted in. But he's come up from 248 by going 7 for 17. He's hit in 10 of his last 12, hitting .338 over that stretch. And he's added a little bit higher leg kick, as you see there, which has produced better results lately for Elvis Andrus. That one tied him up. It's 2-2. The Rangers are 4-3 on this homestand. They split 4 games with the Yankees, and they won 2 of 3 from the Giants. So doing pretty well against clubs over 500 lately. Ground ball off the glove of Lowry, on through into left field. Andrus is aboard.
Well, this falls in the category of wow. Really tough play. That second hop that can be so rough on the third baseman.
It's a hit for Andrus. Hit number 6 of the inning. And Bobby Wilson comes up. Wilson looks at strike 1. He came from Tampa Bay. A 169 hitter with no homers, 6 runs batted in. He was claimed on waivers by the Rangers. They have 2 catchers on the disabled list, Robinson Chirinos and Carlos Corpora, and that loops in for a hit to right center field. Gomez over to play it, get it back in, and the Rangers just keep on churning here. They have batted around in the first, and there's only 1 out. A.J. Hinch comes out. 43 pitches into the game. He trails 6-2. He has one out. He came into this game with a 2.48 ERA for his first 13 starts. And that is it for Lance McCullers Jr. 6-2 Texas. Back in a moment.
Here in the bottom of the first, and time now for our AT&T call to the bullpen. Josh Fields making his 37th appearance. Can't be all too accustomed to what's happening right now. Not only watching Lance McCullers give up 6 runs in that first inning, but being in this ball game in the first inning. Hasn't done that in a long time.
I'm stunned at what we've seen to this point.
I think we all are.
Astros have really depended on their rookie players. They have been outstanding. Delino DeShields the batter. There's strike one to DeShields. He led off the home first with a walk and came around to score on the fielder hit. Josh Fields last worked in the Arizona series Saturday night, 1/3 of an inning, allowing no hits, no runs in the 9-2 win. Started by Dallas Keuchel. That one's in the air toward Altuve. DeShields flipping the bat. And that's what he's been doing quite a bit this year. That is out number 2. Madison Bumgarner took exception to some of the Rangers' bat flips and bunt attempts when the Giants were in town this weekend. There was a little jawing. Nothing as serious as what's probably going to happen to Kansas City somewhere down the road if theirs continue. Yeah. Rougned Odor singled his first time up.
Yeah, some of those antics do not get taken well by a lot of people in this game.
That's ball one. How about you, Jeff? Did you ever really fully understand a pitcher being mad about a hitter flipping his bat when he popped up?
Don't they have bigger and better things to worry about? You know, you got the guy out. Why do you have to really drive it home and say, don't bat flip on me? I don't, you know. Some guys take offense because they feel that the batter flips the bat in disgust that they didn't crush the pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if that's something I would really like to bark about.
It's kind of that, what, you think you're too good to make an out against me mentality.
Exactly.
Right.
Odor flipped the bat against the Astros. He takes a cut there. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
He flipped the attitudes, that's for certain.
Things spiraled out of control there pretty fast.
And with that game, there became talk of a rivalry between these two.
I don't think Ranger fans got the memo.
No, they seem to have stayed home in droves tonight.
3 balls and a strike. They're averaging 31,709 this year. Popped up. Correa out into shallow left center field. For out number 3. 11 men to the plate. And a 6-run first, 6-2 Texas.
We look back at these two teams and how they've fared head-to-head so far this year. We got to go way back to April 10th through the 12th. The Astros winning 2-3 in Arlington, 2 out of 3 in Arlington, excuse me, including an extra inning rubber match. George Springer, you saw there. But the Rangers swept a series at Minute Maid Park. These are the highlights from that, out hitting the Astros 31-14. And then the Astros coming back, taking 2 of 3 in a hard-fought, tension-filled series right after the All-Star break, where that rivalry may have become heated that the guys were talking about earlier. Carlos Correa talking about this rivalry. And he's absolutely new to it, guys, but saying that the Rangers are a team that are coming after them, so they really need to beat them. But they've had that target on the back, and they know it. But these are all very important games for them.
Thanks, Julia. There's strike one to Jed Lowry, showing bunt with an average of 282 for Jed. 4 homers, 10 runs batted in.
You know, Brownie, with tonight's game, 10 meetings between these two teams before the finish line.
Right.
And so the Rangers are going to have a big say in what the Astros wind up doing this year.
They are. Lowry grounds out from Moreland to Lewis covering. Yeah, whether they're in it or not, they will have a big say. And sometimes if all the team can be is a spoiler, that becomes a primary objective, especially if there is a rivalry. You know, down through the years, Blummer, and you grew up watching Giants Dodgers. They've been a rivalry forever. It wouldn't matter if they played in September. If one team was in it and the other team was not, same intensity, right?
Every time. Sellout crowds. A lot of fans showing up. I always go back to I remember a series when Mike Piazza first came up, maybe the first couple years against the Giants, and he hit a home run to put the Giants out of the playoffs. And I think the Dodgers were 20 games out at the time, but I mean the place went absolutely bonkers just because that one win knocked the Giants out of the playoffs who were in contention.
Yeah.
But how about the last couple of years that the Rangers have been playing extremely well and taking advantage of a Astros team that was getting beat up late in the season?
Sure.
So it would be nice for a little retribution on their part.
Yeah, the Rangers have had their way in this series down through the years. They won 7 straight silver boots. Last year the Astros got the boot back by winning the season series. 13 homers for Colby Rasmus, 36 runs batted in. Colby against Colby. And the pitch is high, 1-2. Big pitch lately for Colby Lewis has been his slider. He's gotten great results on it. Rasmus lays off the down and in offering. In fact, for Lewis's career against the Astros, his walks and hits per innings pitched is 0.783.
And that's pitching in 2 hitter-friendly ballparks.
Foul back. We talked about it earlier, Jeff. Lewis in his career is 65-62 with a 4.79 ERA. Against Houston, he's 7-1 with a 1.9.
Makes perfect sense. And he does it with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Maybe he tops out at 90s. Like you said, he sets up that good slider, changeup. But other than that,
he's a comfy guy, you're saying, for hitters.
Yeah. I remember facing Colby, and you get 2 hits out of 4 at-bats. You'd walk back to the dugout. Your buddy had a couple hits, and somebody else had another hit. And you looked up at the scoreboard, and you lost.
Yeah.
You know, how did that happen?
Rasmus puts it in the air. Beltre sprinting over. Out of play for him. Well, the thing about this kind of a game, 6-2, the Astros trailing after getting the 2-run homer by Correa, is there are still 8 innings remaining for these hitters.
And we are at Globe Life Ballpark, too.
True.
Which means expect the onslaught.
Yep. This could be a long one. Barn burner right out of the chute. Burn some bullpens.
Struck him out looking. Second strikeout for Lewis.
Yeah, it's a pitch up in the zone, and you can see it's within the strike box.
The shift is on now for Luis Valbuena. Andrews coming over on the first base side of the bag. Valbuena at 202. Hits one high to right field, and he has hit number 20 for Valbuena. Upper tank. 6-3 ball game. That's his 41st run batted in. 3rd home run for Luis against the Rangers this year. And the guy in the Altuve jersey was going for it.
Talk about bat flippers.
Yeah, right back at you, huh?
Well, number 20 has been a long time in coming. But you know what? If you got nothing going on in an inning and you get that one swing, not bad to put a number on the board.
Just stand up on him. A hop and a skip, too. It's a good thing Jose was in the right spot again.
Now Jason Castro takes. That's ball 1 to Jason. First home run by Valbuena since June 23rd in Anaheim. 83 at bats. 391 footer goes to those guys. Altuve got. Yeah, not amazing.
That is amazing. I thought he was a good ball player coming over, but I did not anticipate the 20 home run season.
Foul back.
Well, the 20 home runs have been nice. Obviously, he hasn't hit for the number in terms of batting average, but his defense has been the really stellar part of things.
I completely agree. Yeah, that has been a real pleasant surprise.
Last year, 16 homers for Valbuena with the Cubs and 478 at bats. Right now, he has 323 at bats and 20 bombs.
That's a hanging fastball. Get that uppercut of Valbuena. He can catch up to that 88 up there.
Castro has been cranking home runs lately. Hits that one off the wall and right. He heads for second base. Here's the throw from Chu. He's in with a double, and we have a free-for-all offensively underway. Castro now takes his hitting streak to 7 games. That's his 14th double.
I think the bats are jumping out of the bat box right now.
There's a fight at the bat rack.
Yeah.
Mike Maddox watching as Lewis has given up homer and double with 2 outs in the inning. 4 hits for the Astros. Altuve got the game going. He ripped one up the middle and beat it out at first on the strong throw from Odor. And he rode home on the Correa 2-run homer. Pops it up into shallow center. Andrews covering it. And the Astros get a run on 2 hits and strand a man. 6-3 Texas. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. It's a sizzling night here in Arlington. And the offense is cranked up for both of these clubs. 6-3. The Rangers lead it after 1.5. Josh Fields in relief of Lance McCullers Jr., who in 1/3 of an inning allowed 7 hits, 6 runs with 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Fields retired Shields and Odor to end the first inning. Now it's Fielder. He had the RBI single to left, and it's strike 1. Teams are not overshifting Fielder the last few weeks. He's hitting the ball to left field quite a bit.
Well, he did that early on in the season against the Astros, just consistently.
It's 1-1.
If you watch that bat path to the baseball, I would say Prince Fielder for me is about as good as anybody in the game right now. That barrel doesn't go below the baseball very often.
Two balls and a strike. The Angels have certainly fallen upon hard times. They've lost 6 in a row, and they've lost 9 of their last 10 now. Center fielder Gomez comes over. 1 out.
And that with the Angels right on the heels of being red hot coming into Houston.
Yeah. They came in with a 1-game lead. Going into Tuesday night's game, the Astros swept them, and then the trend has continued to be a good one for Houston and a bad one for the Angels. The Astros 5-1 on that homestand, building a 4-game lead. And they're 14 games over to tie their high water mark of the year. Beltre with a 2-run triple. Had one of the big hits in that 6-run first. There's a liner over shortstop into left center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. More extra bases for Beltre. Into second, and he pulls it up there. A double now for Beltre. That's his 18th of the year.
And now the Toyota drive to the playoffs as we look at what the Astros have done here with a hot homestand. 4-game lead over the second-place Angels. The Rangers 8 back, but where the Rangers are really hoping to make a move is in that wild card. At least initially, the wild card has the Angels on top. Twins, Blue Jays, Orioles. I've been saying, keep an eye on those Blue Jays with the acquisitions they've made.
Well, David Price came up with a big game for them today, and they won it over the Twins. Moreland's the batter. He drove in a run with a single to center field. And, you know, Blummer, another guy who threw the ball well in that game. Well, Troy Hawkins, he was dialing it up to 96 today. And he could really help that bullpen, which needs helping for Toronto.
Still some bullets left in that musket. Been around for a while.
He has.
But you put a guy in a pennant race like we were talking about earlier, that adrenaline takes over and you realize your responsibility to that ball club and start to have a little more fun, get a couple more miles an hour.
Do you think there's anything to the fact that he's already announced he will retire after this year? There's no need to save any bullets.
Yep. Lay it all out there.
Usually by that age, though, the bullets are very misshapen.
They're discolored. Dented. Foul ball by Moreland keeps him alive at 0-2. Mike Fiers is to have been the starting pitcher for tomorrow, but now that's not going to happen, is it? He's warming up to come in long relief, it appears.
I don't know. Do we have a 6-man? It's not a rotation. It's a 6-man in a rotation.
Right. Looks like that is about to change. He wouldn't be warming up if he were going to pitch tomorrow night.
Wouldn't think so. Unless he takes a long time to get loose.
You say, got some time. It's on that Trevor Bauer program.
That starts 2 days prior.
Good heater there. A strikeout for Fields. His first.
It's good to see from Josh Fields. Did a good job getting ahead and then throw that four-seamer up in that Brent Strom part of the strike zone that he likes. Get the punch out.
What is it about this ballpark? Do you just see the ball extremely well here?
Oh yeah, it's a good atmosphere. It's a great place to see the baseball as a hitter. And what you know as well as I do, there's certain ballparks where you know the ball flies a little bit, where you're just a little more comfortable, a little more excited to hit.
There's actually a breeze blowing in from right field. That's probably not going to have much effect on it.
That tends to turn around in this yard. It comes back into this side of the ballpark and blows back out down below. Jeff Blum is acknowledging that. Yeah, it's notorious in this yard, though. It's
right
kind of like
nose.
It's like Candlestick used to be. You'd have that wind blowing in, just howling in, but there would be alleys where it would be howling out. You weren't aware of it till you saw a baseball go there.
No, it's actually really interesting you say that, because that right center field gap in Candlestick was one of the few spots where if you snuck one into that alley, it would go a little bit further.
You stand at home plate and feel like the wind was just blowing you over, and yet the ball would carry like crazy in certain gaps.
So you're saying if the starting pitcher comes over here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and checks the flags and the wind is blowing in, he's worried?
Yeah, he should be worried. Yeah, it's not going to be a good night. That was like the old days at, well, I guess still at Wrigley Field. Pitchers, if they go out early in the morning and check which way the wind was blowing, and cramps would start really early for some guys.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the old saying back years ago was that a pitcher, after traveling to Chicago for many years, the players know which directions are center field and home plate from their hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
They look outside and see which way the wind is blowing, say, uh-oh.
Believe me, they get that figured out. And they didn't need an app to get it done.
Wait, what?
What?
3-2.
There's somebody in Wrigleyville right now making an app showing if the wind's blowing in or out.
We know that.
Pitchers friendly app.
Yes. Yeah. Is it going to be the friendly confines or the unfriendly?
Yeah.
Hamilton hit a curveball off Mike Leake for his homer yesterday. Fouls this one back. Feels like he's starting to put some things together with his swing. Traded by the Angels to the Rangers, and since he left the Angels, they had to trade for 3 players to fill in for left field now, Ash. Matt Joyce has had a rough time of it. He's been on the disabled list for the Angels. Hamilton could come back to haunt that team. He fouls it back, stays alive at 3-2.
Well, I would say if a haunting takes place for the Angels this year, it's going to be on them. They put themselves in a great spot, but it was still early. There's, in fact, as of right now, still over a third of the season to go. So it's really on each individual ball club.
Hamilton fouls it back. Walmer, what did you think of all the trades in July? Who was the team that you felt helped itself the most?
I think the Astros did a pretty good job, but I think if you had to make a knee-jerk reaction right now, the Toronto Blue Jays look like geniuses. Big spenders, moving some big pieces around. But you add a big bat in Tulowitzki in that ballpark and an excellent defender, and then David Price on top of it. You kidding me?
To go along with Mark Burley, do they have enough pitching to make it done?
In there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to score runs. They have led most of the year in runs scored.
But now they've got that ace shutdown pitcher, too.
Correa comes in toward the mound, and Valbuena's calling. Valbuena makes the play. Second, no runs, a hit, and a man left. 6-3 Rangers.
We never stop improving, and neither does Carlos Correa. It's been a lot of fun watching this guy. How about the extra base hits? You heard Brownie mention this earlier, but since June 8, 27 extra base hits. That leads the American League, and he added in a home run today. Guys, or Ash, I'm going to toss this up to you. What you've seen from Carlos Correa, especially since the All-Star break, this guy's been on fire.
He's just really good, I guess, is my answer.
Popped up, and here comes Moreland. On the ball hit by Gomez, 1 out.
Yeah, to get back to Julia, I haven't seen a moment where I thought this guy needs to work on this part of his game. I don't care if it's defensively, his throwing, the glove, base running. With the bat, he's spectacular. I have not seen a blip on the radar that says Carlos Correa needs to get better in this area. And he's likely to get better in some areas. But he's ready and spectacular as soon as he's come to the big leagues.
He ripped that 2-run homer on a 1-2 pitch in the first inning. In tight, ball 1 for Colby Lewis, shooting for win number 12. And Colby 4 times has left games with a lead. He could be, if everything had gone perfectly, a 15-game winner right now.
Do things ever go well? They do occasionally go perfectly.
Usually not. 2-1.
I wonder what the umpires think right now of Carlos Correa. Have they already figured out this guy deserves the coin flip pitches?
He's quiet. He's not argued a call.
Okay, there was a blip right there, but it's gone already.
Well, he's proven he can hit with 2 strikes. To right field. Chu at the warning track. 2 outs.
For me, that's the perfect example. He gets a couple of strikes on him and hits the ball to right field. Not a flare, but drives the ball, and I think he's got a chance to hit it out of any part of the yard.
At any given moment, he's strong enough, that's for sure. Got a little bit of the label right there, but I'm with you, Ash. Usually you see these rookies come up, and yes, he's had a lot of fanfare and lived up to it more so than I thought he would, but usually you see him get a little squirrely or have a stretch where they're getting punched out a lot. Maybe a couple of errors here and there, but this kid is so refined and well educated at the game of baseball. It's incredible to watch.
You know what? I actually, in listening to you there, I started thinking about a spell about 2 to 3 weeks back where they were busting Correa in hard.
Andrus is calling for the pop-up, hit by Tucker. And it's an 8-pitch inning. 6-3, Texas.
Join us for Legends Weekend, presented by Houston Methodist. That's August 14th and 15th. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 2005 NLCS championship team with a special pregame ceremony, a 2005 NLCS t-shirt, and commemorative World Series tumbler, each to 10,000 fans. For more information, Visit Astros.com/Legends Weekend or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Do it today.
Mike Fiers is coming in for his Astros debut.
29-year-old right-hander. See a good changeup right there. Good breaking ball. Might be a little deceptive with that lead arm coming right at you. But you can see if he gets the 2 strikes, he likes to pull the string a little bit with that changeup. Fastball right around 88, 89 miles an hour. So he's doing a good job of pitching. Doesn't really have that stuff to light you up and put you away, but obviously can get those strikeouts, averaging close to 1 per inning.
And I think with that delivery, he might be a bit deceptive as well, especially on that changeup. I think that aids that pitch.
Yeah, a lot of arm action coming at you, and then it just never gets there.
30 years old, from Pompano Beach, Florida. He went to Nova Southeastern College. You might remember that school. J.D. Martinez attended it, and Mike Fiers and J.D. are good friends. 22nd round pick by Milwaukee in 09. Just traded along with Carlos Gomez for that package of prospects. And he just arrived over the weekend. Now facing Chu, who hit the 2-run homer in the first inning and fouls it back. Josh Fields went an inning and 2/3, giving up 1 hit, no runs, had no walks, 1 strikeout. And Fiers, who was to have started the game tomorrow night, is facing the Rangers for the first time in his career. Off-speed pitch makes it 1-1. Fiers is 21-28 in his career with a 3.66 ERA for 71 major league games, 56 as a starter. So 15 career relief appearances for Mike. That comes in for a strike. It's 1-2. Fiers first came up just briefly 2 games with the Brewers in 2011. Oh, he drops a big hammer on him. Struck him out looking.
Can't touch this.
Pretty impressive, Blummer.
Well, we saw a good changeup before that. Locked him up and he took it for strike 2. And then you just put him away with the overhand hammer. That's just a good old-fashioned Iron Mike arm right there with that curveball breaking down.
Large yacker.
5-9 with a 3.89 ERA for that Milwaukee club, and 121 strikeouts in 118 innings might get your attention.
Oh, nice little debut for the man.
Elvis Andrus, a debut A.J. Hinch is probably hoping might go 4 or 5 innings. There's strike 1. Obviously, he's not going to start tomorrow, and this is his normal day to pitch, 4 days rest. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Astros were using Vince Velasquez as their long man, and he did a great job Saturday night. 2 2/3 innings of hitless ball. Then he was optioned to the minor leagues to make room for Fiers.
Velasquez simply has great stuff.
2 balls and a strike. With Velasquez and McCullers, it becomes a game now of managing their innings, so they're in play for the playoffs should the Astros get a spot. That's lashed by Lowry. Tried to flag it down, but that ball was by him in a flash, and Andrus is aboard for the 2nd time.
As a third baseman, you're playing in on a guy that's leading off the inning who has been a leadoff hitter in the past. You know he has the opportunity to lay down the bunt. He's going to take advantage of it, so you play him in on the grass. All that does is speed the game up, and when they smoke the ball at you and you haven't played third base regularly, it makes it tough to react. It's not a good feeling.
Now Bobby Wilson bats. He's single to right center field. Well, you're a perfect guy to speak to this change from shortstop to third base. Obviously a lot less reaction time. The ball comes off from a different angle. How would you describe the difference between the two?
That's exactly what it is. Just the rate of speed at which the ball will get to you. Shortstop, you're playing about 15-20 feet deeper. It allows you to take 1 extra step to create a good angle to get the good hop. Also gives you a little bit more time to see the play develop, as opposed to being sitting there like a sitting duck at third base and just having guys take pot shots at you. But I found you saw that Jed Lowry kind of gave a little hop to get ready. I did the same thing at shortstop. I moved to third base and I eliminated that. I just got on the balls of my feet and just turned into a hockey goalie.
No time for the hop?
No time for the hop. I just felt that sometimes I was unable to time it well enough to react to the ball off the bat.
Right, because if you're in that hop and both feet are off the ground, you're in some trouble, right?
Yeah, and you kind of saw it right there where the ball was hit. And he was just coming down. And you know what else it does when you don't hop at third base? It eliminates that head movement, so your eye is going to be on the ball a little bit longer, too.
That's pumped high to left center field. This one's going to carry. That's off the wall. And a run scores. Wilson with an RBI double. 7-3 Texas. Made a bid for a home run. Got his first double.
Got it on a pitch left up. And it does appear to be carrying tonight, but for me it's really about this yard and the way guys see the ball and hit a lot of balls sharply.
That's 10 hits already for the Rangers. DeShields is the batter. He walked and scored. Then he popped a second. Fiers missing, goes to a 1-0 count on DeShields. In that last start with Milwaukee, Fiers went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits and 2 runs. The Brewers lost the game, and he was tagged with the loss, 5-0. It's 2-0. In the package for Fiers and Gomez, the Astros traded left-handed pitcher Josh Hader, right-handed pitcher Adrian Hauser, outfielder Brett Phillips, and outfielder Domingo Santana. Now, Gomez is under contract through next season. And if nothing would happen to extend that contract, he could be a free agent after 2016. Fiers does not have that much time in the major leagues, and he could not become a free agent until after the 2019 season. That was a big part of that trade for Jeff Luhnow, having those years with these two players under contract. 3-1 now to DeShields.
With Gomez, a big difference in not losing him at the end of the year, just that rental type player, but at least one more year, the chance to continue success with this team.
Foul ball makes it 3-2. And as for DeShields, who came from the Astros farm system, as you know, a Rule 5 pick by Texas, it's been a very nice season. He's wound up playing a lot. And Leonis Martin, who was their everyday center fielder, has wound up sitting a lot. DeShields now has 221 at bats as a rookie. He draws another walk, his second of the night. And the second for Astros pitchers.
Look at this. Borderline. More than borderline.
That's crossing the border.
And say the offensive numbers in this ball game alone say that it's going to be a long night, but then you start not giving the edges. Advantage hitter.
Rougned Odor singled and scored in the first inning, popped to short in the second. He looks at strike one.
I like the fact that Carlos Gomez is going to be around for another year. I like that Mike Fiers is going to be around for another year. And it seems like that was kind of the thought process of Jeff Luhnow, is if you are going to trade away a little bit of your future, to have those guys that you're getting in return stick around for a little bit. And as a ball player, I think it's good for Carlos Gomez knowing that he's going to be here for another year also, instead of being that rent-a-player where he might be standing out in center field going, man, if I finish strong enough, my free agent numbers are going to be huge and I can go get a contract somewhere else. So now he's just comfortable, knows he's going to be here for the next year, and just go play his heart out.
Carlos Gomez is considered to be one of those unique talents in the game, and you combine him with other unique talents like Correa and Springer, maybe Preston Tucker. Got yourself a potential winner for a period of time.
And I think the energy that Gomez can bring to the ballpark is a good mix for the guys that are in there right now. I like that there wasn't that massive superstar ego coming into this clubhouse.
Deep drive to right field over Rasmus's head. And one hops the wall. 1 run home. And DeShields will make it 2. Altuve's throw to third. Not in time. 9-3 Texas. Odor with a 2-run triple. That's his 6th triple of the year.
Just a load of balls hit hard tonight, but you can see that pitch, though up a bit, is off the outside corner. So you got to hand that one to Odor.
Standing right on top of the plate too. Allowed him to get around that changeup.
Now the infield comes in with Fielder batting. And there's ball 1. 5 extra base hits for the Rangers now. Jeff Bannister's club would love to be in the midst of making a move, having won 4 of the last 5. Big cut. 1-1. Their ERA in the month of July was 6.62. And yet they're 2 games under 500. Ranger bullpen has a 4.72 earned run average this year. That's out into center field. Gomez will play it and get it back into the infield offline as the run scores to make it 10-3. RBI single Fielder, his 2nd run batted into the night and 61st of the year.
How are you feeling if you're sitting down in the Astros bullpen right now? Been behind a rock somewhere going, please don't call my name. Anything that's being thrown up right now is getting hit.
Yep. It's part of my question about this ballpark. Not just the balls carried, but that so many balls are hit sharply.
And it hasn't been as good a hitter's park the last couple of years. Perhaps it's global warming, but the environment has been different, we're told.
Will Harris there, trying to camouflage himself in with that sign.
Now this is a tough one for Mike Fiers coming into this situation, being used as the long man in his Astros debut, with the Rangers already whacking the ball all over Globe Life Park when he enters the game. Beltre has a couple of extra base hits. And there's strike 1. These hitters are looking very confident tonight. They have a pair of 2-run triples in this game, also a homer and a couple of doubles. 12 hits already. It's 0-2. Shields and Hamilton are the only 2 players without a hit, and DeShields has 2 walks and 2 runs scored. 26 pitches for Fiers. That's a line to the right. In for a hit. Rasmus to pick it up. Fielder to second base. And Beltre hit it hard on an 0-2 count.
It's like a video game right now. lot of pitches up from Fiers. That appears to be maybe his style of pitching at times.
Could set up that changeup, but if you're in that Rangers dugout right now, Dave Magadan, the hitting coach, is coming over to you and just saying, just touch it. That's all you got to do. Just get a bat on it. You're going to end up with a knock.
Moreland comes up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. After a strikeout looking, Fiers has given up 6 straight base runners, 5 hits and a walk, and there's strike 1. Moreland, the 8th Ranger to bat here in the inning. 11 batted in the first inning. One ball and 1 strike. We talked about the 6-man rotation, so to speak, Ash, and A.J. Hinch says he's not calling it that because he doesn't have plans to use the same 6 pitchers in sequence that you might be seeing during this road trip. There are off days coming up. There'll be one when you guys are in Oakland and another one at the end of the road trip. Fastball makes it 1-2.
And therefore changes in the rotation, but 6 names in there right now. Fiers was to be one of those, as you talked about. But nights like tonight can really mess up future plans.
What does that do to you as a pitcher? Fiers coming over here saying, okay, you got tomorrow's start, and then all you know what breaks loose, and you got to go down to the bullpen and start firing in the bullpen and come into this ball game. That's got to be a little tough.
Right. First time he's been traded also. That can hit some guys hard, although in the case of jumping from Milwaukee to Houston, not so much so, you wouldn't think.
That should be a big plus. But you hate putting a flop out there the first time you hit the mound.
You don't want to set the bar too early. I mean, too high too early.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Still 2-2. Were you ever traded mid-season, Blummer?
I am not going to talk about that, Brownie, because I am broadcasting for the Houston Astros now. I did. I got traded at the trade deadline in that infamous year of 2005.
Is that what they call it in Chicago?
It's a famous year there.
Yeah.
That's out into right field for a hit. Fielder around third. He's being sent to the plate. Throw goes toward third base. 11-3. Moreland picking up the RBI single, his second of the game.
Any thoughts there, Blummer, that a throw to the plate might have had a chance to cut down a run?
I think a throw to home plate definitely would, but I think Colby Rasmus was anticipating Prince Fielder holding up. Because I think Colby Rasmus, much like many of the outfielders for the Houston Astros, do a good job of playing the outfield. And this ball wasn't hit that hard, but you saw the way that Colby was able to get around it. I think with him getting around it would have allowed him a chance to throw out Prince Fielder, but you know, obviously it's a lot easier up here and you're getting your brains beat in. It's tough to make those decisions out on the field, and sometimes when you do make those decisions, they lead to runs in games like this.
Josh Hamilton has struck out and popped up. The Astros started the night with an ERA of 3.47, second best in the American League. Out to center field for Gomez. With the catch, here's the tag, and runners hold as the throw comes into third. 2 outs.
You can see in Gomez right there. There's no quit. Down 11-3. It looked like a 1-0 game in the 9th inning with this kind of effort.
Eight runs is a lot. We're in the bottom of the third, but we both, well, all three of us know there's plenty of thump in this lineup to creep back in this thing.
It's a matter of applying a tourniquet to the Rangers right now. Chu led off the inning and struck out looking. Earlier he hit a 2-run homer. Big curve comes in. There's strike one as he bats for the second time in the frame. Well, tonight It was one of those nights the Astros had not witnessed from a starting pitcher this year. But Oberholzer win an inning in the third in that start against the Yankees June 27th. But this is the shortest start by an Astro this season. McCullers going 1/3 of an inning, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs. There have been long stretches when the Astros have not needed a long man in a game. Roberto Hernandez went long periods of time when he was a long man without working. 2 balls and a strike. The Rangers were on the other end of a game that involved a drubbing here in the Yankee series last week. They lost 21-5. Three balls and a strike. In that 21-5 game, Martin Perez was the starter. He gave up 8 earned runs in 1 inning. Wandy Rodriguez came in as the long man to pitch the second. He gave up 7 earned runs in 1 inning. And a walk to Chu. Loads the bases.
Well, that desire for 4, 5, 6 innings from Fiers is starting to become maybe just a wish that has no shot right now.
11-3, 14 hits have been cranked out off the Ranger bats. Andrus will be batting. Things continue in this vein. You might see a position player pitching tonight.
I was just looking at my scorecard to see who was on that pitch. And we know that Marwin Gonzalez is a pretty versatile guy. I wonder if he's got a slider.
Ooh. Tony Sepp is warming up. Elvis Andrus, the batter. He's 2 for 2.
That's probably the most logical guy.
Yeah. Adam Rosales has pitched twice for the Rangers this year.
What about Correa?
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're not letting that happen. Paul White.
Didn't he say in an article the other day that he threw 98 or something in high school? Or
don't know.
Oh man.
But that wouldn't be shocking, would it?
No, not with everything else he's done.
If only Springer was healthy.
Ooh. Bring him in.
You mentioned something like that and people think of Jose Canseco. Foul back. 1-1.
Yeah, not a lot of cheated swings right now for Texas.
"109 pitches have been thrown by Astros pitchers. That's in for a strike. 1-2. Similar to a game a team had last week, Ash. Some team needed 108 pitches for 9 outs in the game.
Who was that?
Might have been the Rangers against the Yankees in that. Yeah, I think that was it.
Same game you just referenced.
Something about this ballpark has not been going well for pitchers. Tap to third. Lowry makes the throw to Valbuena. And another huge inning. A 5-run frame on 6 hits with 3 men left. Gives the Rangers an 8-run lead, 11-3.
Early on here, going into the top of the fourth. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Colby Lewis with the 11-3 lead throws ball one to Evan Gattis, leading it off here in the fourth inning. And a breaking pitch evens the count at 1-1. Lewis had a 1-2-3 third. Lewis has had tremendous run support and continues to get even better run support tonight with 11, averaging 6.6 runs per start this year, among the best in the American League. That's a hit for Gattis. After striking out in the first, he leads it off with a single here in the fourth.
This game has turned into one where just kind of pecking away may not do. You've got to come up with some big innings yourself.
Lowry grounded out in the second inning. Now, back in the mid-90s, the Astros had their biggest ever comeback win. It was against the St. Louis Cardinals in the Astrodome. They were down by something like 10 runs. They came back to win it. Down by 8 right now. There's strike one. A couple of things have to happen. That's one of them, what you just mentioned, Ash. Big innings, stringing together hits and walks, opponents' errors, anything like that to avoid making outs. And the other is good relief work. That's out to left center field, looping in for a single for Lowry, getting Gattis to second base, and there's a start here in the fourth inning.
Tell you what, pretty good composure from Jed Lowry. That pitch before that looked like it was a 1.5 feet up and out off the plate. Set a little something to the home plate umpire, and then takes his hanging breaking ball and shoots it back up the middle. Really appreciate the ABs that Jed Lowry puts together.
He's that contact guy in this order, and I think he can fit very well.
It's an excellent point. He's sandwiched in between Gattis and Rasmus. Colby struck out in the second inning. That was his 99th punch out of the year. Evan Gattis has punched out 84 times. So Lowry in between those two will allow the Astros to have more of a sustained attack if things work well. Lowry had a great month of April with a .999 OPS. That's foul back. 0-2. You know, we talk about all these numbers. And here we are 106 games into the season. And it's been fantastic. The Astros have built this 4-game lead. Those numbers are in the past. What really matters is what happens from now on. You've seen guys get hot the last 2 months, Plummer.
It's fun to watch, and this is a good time to do it. And again, you know, things are kind of spiraling out of control every other inning here for the Houston Astros, and the runs keep piling up against them. But the only beauty in that, if it finishes the way it does now, it's one game.
That's why I was about to say it's always about today's game. No matter how you spin it, you can't look ahead or back. It's about what happens tonight.
Well, they've done a great job of concentrating on that this year. 1-2.
Well, I think the 2 leadoff hits in this inning are a good thing too. There's a lot of grind in this ball club. There's a lot of fight. When sometimes you get behind in these games, you got to, you know, you can be a little bit greedy and try and pump your numbers up a little bit, and sometimes those things can escalate into a comeback.
That's pulled, and Moreland will go to second. Andrus back to Lewis, safe at first as the pitcher took the throw. 1 out, runners at first and third now. So we checked through 106 games. That's some numbers. And in 99, the Astros were in first. In 98, they were in first with 64 and 63 wins. In 89, they were in third, or they finished in third, having won 61 of their first 106. That was an older club in 89. Ash, you weren't old then.
No, not then. But things have changed since then.
And you ain't lying.
Yeah. What a jerk you are. 79 was the year that Tom Seaver said that we would fall like a lead balloon, and he turned out to be right.
Yeah, he did. But nonetheless, the Astros Finished second only by about a game and a half that year.
So we had a heck of a first half that '79 season.
Valbuena ripped a homer to right in the second inning. First Astro to 20.
You were a big Tom Seaver fan back then, right?
Well, who wasn't?
That's a good point.
But you know, being on the Cincinnati side of things and hearing him say that, it was so out of character for Tom Seaver to make a prediction like that. You know, you're always taught as a player not to incite any emotions on the other team to want to beat you any more than they already do, and he certainly seemed to be risking that with that comment. That was a Muhammad Ali type of statement.
They call it, what is it, bulletin board material?
You bet. Well, you know,
I guess when you got Seaver's stuff, you can kind of go out on a limb every now and then.
I don't think he was overly concerned about a lot of stuff.
Now a walk loads the bases, and Valbuena taking 4 pitches from Lewis draws the first walk of the night from Colby. He had walked only 25 in 135 innings this season. Now he'll face Castro with the bases loaded and 1 out. So that's a gift, and the Astros really want to cash in. Castro doubled to right in the second inning. You know, there were certain players for both of you guys when you played who just were known as second half hitters. Castro hoping to be one of those. He's had a great run for the last week. Now Wilson goes out. Boy, Jason just, he's been picture book lately with his swing. He hit the 2-run homers. He's been hammering the ball to left center.
Yeah, he's homered to right. That was the game winner. He's homered to left, and that, I think, is his natural swing. And he's got an opportunity right now to take a big swing for the team.
Well, coming into this game, the Astros catchers, with Hank Conger also having big games, had gone .480 for a batting average, 4 homers, 12 runs batted in for the previous 7 games. And now it's 2-0.
Well, I'm going to say last time I saw Castro, he was like 209
right,
or something crazy coming out of Kansas City, and now 224.
6 straight balls from Lewis. That's pitch number 61 for him, and it's a strike.
Might have been off the plate for me.
Might have been off the plate for most people in the game.
just a bit outside. My goodness. Got to rein that back in.
Castro lets it go, and it's 3-1.
And if you're a player sitting on the bench and you watch Castro take that pitch like he just did, that's when you can say, wow, this guy's locked in. Sometimes you can almost tell quicker by the way a guy takes a pitch.
We've been talking about that with Castro and Conger over the past week.
3-2 now.
Watch them take some pitches, breaking balls that you have that tendency of opening the front side on, just locked as can be. And then the big swing follows.
How about what both catchers have been doing?
Yep.
They've been lighting it up.
Big part of what's gone on offensively.
In fact, they both should join the 10 home run hitters or better on the Astros very soon. Oh, the little guy.
Full deflation.
His buddy got it.
Good grief. He's going to be tearing his
He
hair out later.
Yeah, had a shot. Hopefully he'll get another. Conger now has hit 8 homers, and Castro is at 9. Or maybe 10. High drive right field, and it's near the foul pole and coming down as a home run. A grand slam. Conger did it a few days ago, and now Castro hits a grand slam. And it's 11-7. Number 10 for Castro, giving him 29 runs batted in. That was a mortar shot.
So there you go. The good take, and you could see that he was just locked in beautifully, and then the big swing. And so no pecking away here in the inning for the Astros. They drop a bomb on the Rangers.
So 3 1/3 innings played, 18 runs, 21 hits. Standard ball game here at Globe Life.
Yes, it is.
Good grief.
Look for the seat belts.
And yes, they did take batting practice earlier. They're taking it again now.
It's getting wild. 11-7. Altuve looks at ball 2. Altuve is 1 for 2. With 3 home runs for Houston tonight, Lewis has now surrendered 19 long balls this year. Altuve rips one. Good play by Beltre, though. 2 outs.
Third grand slam of the career of Jason Castro, up and in. And like so many hitters tonight, getting the barrel on it.
And just elevated from that right center field bullpen down that line. You get the ball elevated, it's going to go.
Now Gomez. There's a shot into left center field past the diving Andrews, and Gomez is aboard. He joins in the hit parade. He's now 1 for 3. Astros now have 2 grand slams this season. Just in the last week, they've gone 100 games without one.
Both from catchers?
Yep.
How about that?
Conger hit the first of his career. Now, as you mentioned, Castro number 3. And it's a 4-run lead with this meeting at the mound now. And bullpen action going for Texas. Buying a little time, Mike Maddox, as Klein is getting loose. Phil Klein in that revamped Texas bullpen. They have about 4 different pitchers than they had 3 weeks ago when the Astros met them. This will be the 70th pitch of the game for Lewis coming up, and Carlos Correa will be looking it over.
I wonder how comfy Cole Hamels is feeling right about now watching these games.
This looks like a fun place to pitch.
It's a paradise for pitchers. Correa ripped a homer in the first and hit a fly ball to right in the third. Strike 1. Colby Lewis has a 4.76 ERA in this park this year, but he's 4-1. It's 1-1.
He's been getting close to 7 runs of support in all of his starts. Now he's got 11 to work with.
Coming into this game since the All-Star break, he had gone 3-0 with a 2.57 ERA. Fouled, and it's 1-2 to Carlos. Correa walked quite a bit more in July than he did in June. There have been 9 extra base hits in the game. The Astros have 4 of them. 3 are long balls. They now have 151 homers. Fly ball right field. Chu coming over. And the Astros strike on the grand slam by Castro. Coming up with 4 runs on 4 hits, leaving a man. It's 11-7 Rangers in the 4th.
that we've had recently that show how much we care about winning and how much they care about winning. So why not have a great rivalry between two good teams that have a chance to play 19 times a year and remind each other who's better at the end of the year.
That's the Astros skipper with the Geico quote of the day. Check out this video. Bannister and Hinch hugging it out after acting like they were going to rumble. Obviously, everything that happened in that last series behind them. Still good friends, guys. Isn't this fun?
It really is, and just such a great friendship between those two skippers that got after each other on the field, as you'll recall, when the Rangers were in town. But there was a little misunderstanding, shall we say, and they quickly patched it up, and they took the lineup cards out for the next game, which I thought was a great gesture, Ash, of cooling things down.
I think they showed all the players on each side that let's go out and play baseball tonight. It's not about having fights and all that sort of thing.
1-1 to Wilson, who's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Breaking pitch comes in high, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 11 runs on 14 hits for the Rangers, 7 runs on 8 hits for the Astros. Got a tweet from a fan who was at that Astros Cardinals game we talked about in the mid-90s. The Astros trailed 11-0 in that game in the 3rd inning. They came back to win 15-12. That was the biggest comeback in the history of the National League at that point. Don't know if there's been a bigger one since then. Three balls, 2 strikes.
You know, if you come back and win a game like this, it is, as Blummer said earlier, instead of being only 1 loss, it's only 1 win. But it can be the kind of lifting win that can go a long ways for a team.
Not to mention that statement it says to the other guys in the other dugout. Yeah. Ooh.
Whatever you bring, it won't be enough.
Exactly.
Pitch number 50 will be coming from Mike Fiers. Trying to get Wilson, the number 9 hitter, with DeShields and Odor to follow in the Ranger 4th. Foul back. After this series, the Astros play 4 in Oakland and 2 in San Francisco. The golf clubs are packed for you guys.
They are packed. Julia tells us she's been the downer on this whole thing about how cold it's going to be. The frigid air coming into the San Francisco area.
It's going to drop down to 63.
Debbie Downer.
Negative Nancy.
Rasmus over in right center field. 1 out. We found out, by the way, our diligent research team, that they still sell boomsticks in this ballpark.
Oh, boy. I'll make a run if you guys need it.
Hand it off to Julia.
No, I'm going to keep it for us.
You're going. You're going.
She doesn't share. Why am I going to share with her?
Chivalry is dead after all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Somebody open up my mic.
No,
Gracious.
we won't let them do that.
Man, negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Not sharing with me.
You're a very nice person, Julia.
Hey, I'm the one that told you guys to bring jackets.
Yeah.
And Ash forgot, I think.
They're coming in handy tonight, by the way.
No, the high is 63 in San Francisco.
Julia told me to bring a jacket after we were packed and at the ballpark getting ready to leave.
Oh, that's a good friend.
This is me listening to you guys. Bunch of jerks up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Shots fired.
It's a little strong.
1 and 2. Julia, are you
Game
really
on.
in that location where you are? Do you feel any breeze at all down there on the field?
It's 145 degrees where I'm
Oof.
sitting.
Wow. That's impressive.
Struck him out.
Get a breeze from that.
That might help cool things down. Fires with a punch out, and Odor comes up next.
It's a well-spotted hammer.
Congratulations to Scott Kazmir. We found out today he's been named AL Pitcher of the Month after a historic month of July with a 0.26 ERA. Third lowest for July in Major League history. The second time he's won that award. Julia might have more on that.
I did. I chatted with Casimir. Obviously very happy with the way he pitched in the month of July, but that was the second time he's received the award. The first time was back in 2008 when he was with the Tampa. So it just kind of goes to show what his career's been through and how he's back to where he wants to be.
Yes. Broken bat foul by Odor. The bat splintered. There's some pieces of it there. 1-1.
Makes me think back to the Greg Nettles super balls bouncing all over the field after the bat splintered like that.
This ought to be a fun look.
Has to be right off the end, that cup bat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure enough. Took a chunk out of that bat. So Scott Kazmir, pitcher of the month. Dallas Keuchel was pitcher of the month in April and May. Astros pitchers have now won it 3 times this year. 2-0 with a 0.26 ERA. Foul back. 2 of Scott's starts were as an Astro in July. And you were talking earlier, Ash, about 1979. That's the only other year Astros pitchers have won the award multiple times in one season. Ken Forsch did it in April. Joe Niekro in May. Joaquin Andujar in June. And J.R. Richard in September.
It was that kind of a pitching staff. And that September award surprises me to hear right now, because that's when the ship was being abandoned.
That's true.
That balloon was coming to earth.
It was coming down, yeah.
Supplies were being tossed overboard into rafts.
That was the lead balloon at that point.
Not to be Debbie Downer, but in '69 the Astros had a terrible month of September after being in the hunt all year. They won something like 4 games that year in September.
That's painful.
Ouch. That'll get you a contract extension.
Yeah, it's tough to go home after one of those years. In for strike 3. Odor is caught looking, and that's a 1-2-3-4 for Mike Fiers. 11-7 Texas.
The Astros, and time now for a look at the Astros August schedule presented by Progressive. 2 more here in Dallas before we head into the frozen tundra of the Bay Area out there in California. 4 games with the Oakland A's with a day off in between on the 10th, and 2 games set with the Giants before another day off back in Houston in a nice long homestand for the boys to my left.
Julia has her fur coat packed for the trip. There is strike 1 to Preston Tucker, leading it off in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 2.
I heard she packed 2 suitcases. 1 for Dallas, 1 for California.
The shift is on, and that puts Elvis Andrus right there for out number 1. Lewis has out number 1 in the 5th inning as he goes for the qualifying inning for the win, having been dinged for 7 runs, including 3 homers. Evan Gattis got that 4-run rally started in the 4th with a single. He's 1 for 2. And the Astros have a shot at getting into this Texas bullpen, which has been roughly as effective as a 20-year-old laptop running Windows XP.
Well played.
There's strike 1.
That's a crushing blow right there, Brownie.
Take that.
Well, they have changed the guys in the pen, and they got Jake Diekman from the Phillies, a hard-throwing lefty, so perhaps they'll improve. 0-2. They brought up Sam Dyson, and he got a save yesterday. Bullpens do undergo major overhauls, don't they, sometimes, on a club that's struggling. Astros have had remarkable consistency in theirs.
Well, if you looked at a night like tonight, and if somebody was forced, like Josh Fields, for example, to come out of that bullpen early and have to eat about 4 or 5 innings, what do you do? And then somebody else has to come in and do the same thing. What do you do toward the next couple of games? A lot of times you just have to make a change through the minor leagues.
Gattis shoots a line drive deep to left field. Hamilton there, 2 outs.
Create an experience your employees, clients, church, or youth sports team is sure to remember with Astros group tickets. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com/groups to enjoy special pricing and great benefits by reserving your group today.
As Blummer saw on that schedule, the Detroit Tigers will be the next team to visit Minute Maid Park after this trip. Jed Lowry is 1 for 2. So we get to see Brad Ausmus. Strike 1 to Lowry. David Price really pitched a fine game today for Toronto in his debut game for them. Josh Donaldson hit an opposite field home run. Many people are looking to that club to take over in the wild card race. It's 1-1. Ranger club, though, trails by only 3 games. 2 balls and a strike. They go on the road, and Cole Hamels will pitch for them in their first road stop. That'll be at Seattle. Lowry gets it out into center field for a single. Picked up by DeShields. 2-out hit for Jed. He's 2 for 3.
Right off the end of the bat, but that's going to dunk in this big ballpark. A lot of ground to cover from gap to gap.
And guys have a little bit more opportunity to play deep in these ballparks where the ball flies a little bit, so you do get those drop shots, those dinkers. Much to the delight of another hitter here at Globe Life.
Colby Rasmus will try to cash in. He's 0 for 2. Out to center field. DeShields moving in. To end the Astros 5th. No runs a hit, the man left. 11-7, Texas.
The box score. Prince Fielder's spray chart. Talked about how well he's hitting the ball the other way. Plenty of hits going that way. He's got pop all over the field. But I think those good RBI guys have big numbers up the middle, driving in a lot of runs.
Fielder's 2 for 3 tonight and has driven in a couple. There's ball 1 to him from Mike Fiers.
Yeah, you would say he's dead even, except for you see only 1 home run to left field among those 35 hits. But he's tremendous on hitting that line drive to left.
This one's in the air to left center. Gomez backing. 1 out. Fiers has worked 2 to 3rd innings now. His first inning was a rough one. 6 hits and 5 runs. Beltre follows. He has a shot at the cycle tonight. He's 3 for 3, triple, double, single.
It's early glimpse time on Gomez in center field, but he does go and get it.
Beltre has 2 cycles in his career. There's a shot to left field, and he has a line drive homer. That's the cycle, number 3 of his career for Beltre. Home run number 9. 12-7 Texas.
Great player that has not been having a great year.
But can still do great things.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't touch his head.
What's the earliest in a ball game a guy has ever recorded a cycle?
Boy. 5th inning here. That'll give some people a run for their money. Moreland takes ball 1.
I'm going to go to the snack bar and figure that out.
He could strike 1. Okay. Boomstick might last you for a while.
Some thinking food.
What's the burger we were hearing about named for Beltre, Ash?
The Beltre Buster.
Beltre Buster.
Yeah. Good name.
Try one of those on, Blummer.
Pretty clever.
That was the 9th cycle in Ranger history. 2 this year.
It's only 2 pounds of beef on that burger.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
One and 2.
Heard the buns are even bigger.
You might be talking about a certain nickname acquired by.
Oh, you caught on to that, Brownie.
Yes. I'm a viewer.
Appreciate that.
Still 1 and 2.
Man,
More.
Can't believe they flew you 2 children up here.
I was worried I was going to be an assist short of a triple-double there. Thanks, Brownie.
Reference is not lost
Go
on
get
everyone.
yourself a Beltre Buster.
Marlins down on strikes. That's strikeout number 3 for Fiers. We look at the Beltre swing.
This is Adrian Beltre at his best here this evening.
Man, we talk about a fastball that just heat seeker onto that barrel of Beltre, and the way he's going tonight, you knew he wasn't going to miss it.
It's number 404 of his career, 53rd on the all-time list, 1 away from Miguel Cabrera right now. He's sidelined. There's strike 1 to Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 3. Rangers have picked up the option on Beltre's contract for next year. So their idea behind the Hamels trade and also the lefty Jake Diekman, they really think that he can contribute in a major way to the bullpen, is to be very, very competitive here. Not only this year, but for the next couple of years, because Yu Darvish is under contract through 2017, I believe, Jeff.
That's a good thing.
They have Derek Holland.
You've got to imagine they'd pick up a couple more games with Yu Darvish in that rotation, make this a 3-team race.
Strikeout looking. Hamilton, victim number 4 of Fiers. And the Beltre homer, his 9th, makes it 12-7 Rangers through 5. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Woodlands Church. A big church makes a big difference. Here's ball one as the inning begins, the 6th inning, and it's Valbuena batting. 12-7 Rangers. Valbuena provided a home run in the 3rd. The 2nd inning, rather, and he walked and scored on the Castro grand slam homer in the 4th. 1-1 for Luis. So the 8 and 9 hitters have gone deep for the Astros tonight. That's been happening a lot lately. Castro's on deck. Altuve due up 3rd in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Colby Lewis, shooting for his 12th win of the season. He leads the Rangers staff. Giovanni Gallardo has 7. Liner and over Odor. That ball was smacked, but he almost got it. He was playing so deep. Valbuena's on for the 3rd straight time.
And now our Mako big hit of the game, and you can look at Jason Castro tonight with that big grand slam. Took the up and in pitch, kept it fair down the right field side, and it went a long ways. And a big 4 runs for the club as they try to get back in this thing. And then Saturday it was Hank Ponga with the first grand slam for the Astros this year, and that was a big one. Opened up a game against the Diamondbacks and enabled the Astros to take 2 out of 3.
Castro now takes, and there's strike 1. We'll have to scurry to the record books after this game tonight, Ash, and see when was the last time the Astros had this kind of production from catchers offensively.
It's been a big week.
No balls, 2 strikes. Castro had a double before he hit his grand slam. The Astros are 27-17 within the division. A swing and a breaking pitch, and it's a strikeout of Castro. Number 3 for Lewis.
I don't think Jason was real happy with an earlier call in that at bat.
It's a hard thing to do. Get burned on those first 2 pitches on the outside corner, try and regroup and avoid the punch out.
Spencer Patton is throwing for Texas in the bullpen. Altuve takes. There's strike 1. Quickly, it's 0-2 to Jose, who's 1 for 3. He blistered a ball up the middle and reached on a hit, and then rode home on a Correa 2-run homer in the 1st. Rolled foul by Altuve.
Quick pitched him right there.
Yeah.
Good job of fouling that pitch off.
Lewis at the 95 pitch mark, as you can see in your upper left, so he's probably pretty close to the end of his night's work. But Jeff Bannister, the skipper of the Rangers, would want him to finish this frame ideally before going to Patton. Altuve to right. Chu. 2 outs. And it'll be Gomez next. Carlos 1 for 3 tonight. Both these skippers, we heard from Julia earlier and saw that shot of them faking the fisticuffs as they approached each other to shake hands. Of course, beginning their voyages with these 2 clubs this season. Bannister interviewed for the Astros managing job, and they both could be battling for years to come as the skippers of these 2 teams. Big swing, and it's strike 1.
Pretty impressed he caught his helmet.
We've seen him do that a few times. He comes out from underneath it a lot.
Any doubts as to what he was trying to accomplish?
No. 0-2 now for Lewis. That's picked. A line shot to the backhand side, and Andrus gloved it before it hit the ground. No runs, a hit, and a man left. 12-7 Rangers in the 6th.
For the day. He has a save in the World Series, shares a milestone with Ricky Henderson, and he lost a game 1-0 on a steal of home. How about that? Make sure to tweet the guys in the booth your answer. We'll tell you later in the broadcast.
That's a good one, Julia. Thank you. There's strike one. Fire's working to Chu. Chu hit a homer in the first inning, then he struck out, and he walked his third time up. Lefty Tony Sepp has been warming up for Houston. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, the fans have been so good. Plummer. Now let's see. Have you done a Who Am I, or did we start that after your last game?
No, I've been around.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
All right. So the fans have been so good at answering these that we're trying some subtle methods of slipping a few by them, and it's not working. 1 and 2. Trying to get things they can't Google.
It's going to be tough. You have to get creative with the clues.
They're just very knowledgeable. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not sure where the strike zone has gone to. There's some borderline pitches not being called. There's some pitches well off the plate being called.
Could be one of those amoeba strike zones tonight.
Yeah.
3 and 2. We'll have more clues coming up, by the way, for Who Am I. I know a lot of people are keeping score on how they do. Chu has shifted from left field to right this season. He swings at that one, and he's down on strikes. Clues again, in case you missed them. You may have been out of the room. Has a save in the World Series. Shares milestone with Ricky Henderson. Lost a game 1-0 on a steal of home.
The save was not with the Astros in 2005.
No,
obviously. These guys.
So obviously I mean, it has to be a pitcher, but he shares a milestone with Ricky Henderson. Does that mean potentially he was actually on the mound when? So that's a possibility.
Elvis Andrus gets underneath it. Preston Tucker in left field. 2 outs. Ricky Henderson was the victim of his milestone.
So at that moment, Ricky was not the greatest.
Not at that very time, no, but he was when he stole third base for that record-setting steal. Wilson 2 for 3. Well, didn't Muhammad Ali say he was the greatest?
That he did.
A lot of people would say that.
Would you say Muhammad, though, was perceived differently by fans than Ricky?
I would say that's probably true.
All right. So when he was saying he was the greatest, that was just part of his show, and people smiled and took it in stride,
right?
Yeah, that was. Because fighters are supposed to promote their fights and themselves. It's part of their job.
It's kind of what Ricky was doing.
Didn't you say Ronda Rousey was doing that?
She took so little time to get that done. She could not have stated "I am the greatest" in the time it took to polish off her latest opponent.
All right, so that was if you were plunking down money for pay-per-view, you were shortchanged a bit, would you say?
Yeah, well, maybe so. Well, it just depends what you're after.
Well, that's true. You may want a quick knockout so you can go on and do other things. 2-2. You suppose people will leave their cars running for the next Ronda fight, thinking that they might last 45 seconds?
Don't put a lot of money in the parking meter, that's for sure.
Both clubs in double figures in hits tonight. That one's drilled to Lowry. And it's a quick 6th inning for Fiers. We go to the 7th. Texas 12, Houston 7. Lewis is qualified for win number 12 of the year. He's going to give way to the right-hander Spencer Patton, who's 1-0 with an ERA of 7.71.
Now Patton, it would seem, would be in a pretty good spot right here, but I don't know, in a game like this, if I'd want to come in this scenario, 16 innings is all he has, and that 7.71 ERA, it might be time to swing those sticks.
Let's look at Carlos Correa, the early stages of his career, and compare him to Bryce Harper through 47 games. Very favorable for Carlos Correa.
Of course, a lot of people say that Bryce Harper is one of the best, if not the best player in the game right now, and get a peek at how good Carlos Correa may be stacking up.
Also both #1 picks in their respective drafts. High expectations and big numbers being put up. It's pretty impressive. Correa surpassed them.
Correa leads it off against Spencer Patton. He homered in the first, driving in 2. He's 1 for 3. Inside for ball 1. Patton is 27 years old, from Urbana, Illinois. Drafted by Kansas City, traded to Texas last July. Out to center field to Shields. 1 out. Colby Lewis in 6 innings allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, walking 1, fanning 3. Well, we've failed again. People are answering the "Who am I?" question in droves.
They are.
Yeah. Kevin Eschenfelder got it early. Several other people have gotten it. Shall we give the incorrect answers?
Yeah, I've got a couple on mine.
Okay, what do you have?
Buster Posey.
That's good. That's good.
Though these are legitimate tweets here.
Okay.
That former Astro, Buster Posey.
The other one was Brett Wallace.
Brett Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have many saves in his career, did he?
No, probably not in the World Series, but nonetheless.
Swatted a couple fly balls away from his face.
Had Dave Smith on my list.
All answers are welcome. Preston Tucker fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike from Spencer Patton. Tucker's 0 for 3 tonight. Any other funny ones?
Got some Nolan Ryan ones in there. There's
okay.
Brad Lidge.
Well, we had an Octavio Dotel. 2 balls and a strike. We had a Julia Morales video. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. People feel they can't go wrong with Julia, so they'll throw her in there at any point.
But she's been named in every one of those we've had this year.
That's a fair ball up the left field line. Extra bases here for Tucker. Hamilton chases it down. That's double number 17 for the rookie. He just flicked it by third base.
Well, a game that never evens out. He snuck one past Beltre right there. Remember, in his first at bat, hit a laser right at him. But this one, like you said, Browning just kind of stuck it out there, poked it down the line. Fair ball. Oh. Michael Jordan umpiring at third base.
Manny Gonzalez. Yeah, he did the Michael move to get out of the way. So there's another double. And Tucker was 17 of those in his rookie season. Aboard for Evan Gattis, who's 1 for 3. Evan triggered that 4-run rally with a single in the 4th inning. He looks at strike 1. That's 11 hits for the Astros. The Rangers have 15. Houston has stranded 4, while Texas has left 6. Patton pitching for the 3rd time against the Astros this season. He gave up a 2-run homer to Chris Carter in Houston May 6th. No balls, 2 strikes. Got some new faces here in this Ranger pen, including Jake Diekman, Sam Dyson. Phil Klein is back after being optioned to the minors a few days ago. Struck him out. 2 outs.
Sometimes you just get locked up.
Gattis is retired. Now it's Jed Lowry. Lowry's 2 for 3. That's strike 1 to Jed. He's a .252 career hitter against Ranger pitching. Off the plate, and it's 1-1 for Spencer Patton. Beltre is the 4th player to have 3 cycles in his career. And that's tied for the most on the all-time list. One and 2. You got the triple out of the way in the first inning, then the double, then the single, and a homer. So it's a 4 at-bat cycle in 5 innings.
You know, that double that he gapped to left center field, I thought he was going to continue for 3. I wonder if he was wise enough to think through that one.
No. 2 and 2.
Well, when you've done it before multiple times, maybe you sense another one coming.
You bring up a point. If you have all but the triple, you're just going to run until they tag you out, right?
I would.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That was hilarious. That statement came up regarding an Astros player in spring training years ago. He was a veteran outfielder, and he moved on to a team's front office, so we're going to protect his identity.
Name that Astro.
There's a Walker, Larry, but that's what somebody said about him. Well, he just runs until they tag him out.
There have been some of those guys, yeah. And Vladimir Guerrero was one of them for me.
Was he?
Oh, he would just take off. And it looked like a Little League game there for a little, couple throws.
Colby Rasmus is 0 for 3. And we'll get a delivery at first base of the sliding mitt to Jed Lowry. Rasmus has delivered 13 bombs this year. And the Astros hoping he can come up with a big swing of the bat here in the 7th inning against Patton. The Ranger bullpen is busy. Maddox going out to the mound. Lefty Sam Freeman is warming up. And this could be a time to bring him in. Valbuena is on deck, so 2 consecutive left-handed batters are due up for A.J. Hinch. He could pinch hit. He has Jake Marisnick, Chris Carter, right-handed batters, and then 2 switch hitters, Hank Conger and Marwin Gonzalez. And this seems to be a rather obvious attempt to buy some time for Mr. Freeman to get loose. Home plate umpire Paul Schreiber sees through that tactic. He's out to move things along. A.J. Hinch's club down by 5, trailed 6-2 after 1 tonight, and then 11-3 after 3. Pickoff at second, and the runner's back. Wilson with the throw. And Colin McHugh and Carlos Correa worked that pickoff at second perfectly yesterday on Jake Lamb for a big out in the 2nd inning of the Astros 4-1 win. It's 2-0.
Brownie, did you see what our producer Carl Patterson has dug up for us in terms of the earliest cycle?
No, what did he come up with?
They checked it back to 1974. Since then, the earliest inning in which somebody had hit for the cycle was the 4th inning. That was Mike Lansing, I believe.
Laser.
Yeah.
He was with the Rockies at the time. That would make sense.
Yeah. Also played for Montreal. Yeah, but the Rockies cycle at home probably, right? Early in the game.
Yeah, you would think so.
This would be the 20th pitch for Spencer Patton. And it's a 3-0 count on Colby. Gets the green light. Out to right center field for Colby. And this one smacks off the wall. Tucker scores. Lowry to the plate. The relay not in time. And here's a play at third. Rasmus stopped. Now he goes in and he is safe.
Weren't we just talking about this?
Yes, we were.
Run till they tag you.
Fortunately, the ball was dropped at home plate.
Oh, man.
So 12-9 now. Rasmus paused, but he was 5/6 of the way to third base when he paused. And then he was almost thrown out.
Anybody convinced about the outcome of this game yet?
No.
Not yet.
Ooh, that was close.
Just a seed off that right center field wall.
Now drop the ball and everybody will be safe.
How is he safe at third?
They had a good shot.
There's just a little hesitation by the catcher Wilson. I would expect a little more immediacy.
Well, now a 12-9 game. It's a 2-run double for Rasmus. Sam Freeman, the lefty, is on his way in. We'll be right back.
Astros season tickets are on sale now. Guarantee your seats for a potential 2015 postseason run by reserving your 2016 season tickets today. Visit Astros.com/season tickets or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Guys.
Thanks, Julia. It's getting crazy out there, as you can witness, with Sam Freeman coming in, pitcher number 3 for the Rangers tonight. Runner at third, Colby Rasmus. 12-9 game. Freeman does not have a decision and has a 3.20 ERA. He's actually been more effective against right-handed batters. He's facing the lefty hitting Valbuena. Luis is 2 for 2 with a walk. He has a homer and he's scored 2 runs. There has been an error attributed to the catcher Wilson on that play, allowing Rasmus to reach third base. But Colby got a 2-run double. That gives him 38 runs batted in, and it's 18 doubles for Colby. Freeman missing there. Runs the count to 2-0 with Jason Castro on deck. Freeman gave up a homer to a lefty hitter in the 11th inning Saturday, Brandon Belt of the Giants. That ended a scoreless streak that he had of 12 innings. He led the majors with 16 appearances in July. Brings the slider in for a strike. That makes it 2-1 on Valbuena. Left-handed hitters are at .298 against Freeman with 2 home runs. Ranger bullpen has an ERA of 4.72, 14 blown saves. Ground ball foul. If it had been fair, it would have ended the inning for the Rangers.
Wee. Okay.
Close.
Good call.
Thank you very much. That entire ball bounced inside the line.
Saw the same thing
somewhere
you did.
prior to the bag.
Field and Culbreth made the call.
That might be a big thank you very much.
Valbuena would love to make it one of those. Andrews looking around at his center fielder, DeShields. There's a little fly ball to left field. Hamilton coming in, sliding, and Josh Hamilton got his glove under it for the catch. Big catch in this game. The Astros close the gap some, coming up with 2 in the 7th, but it's still a 3-run lead for the Rangers, 12-9.
I think we had some correct answers on Twitter. We should have. Some of these give it away. Nolan Ryan is the answer. Johnny, I think you have more on some of these clues.
We have a lot more on those clues.
That's out in center field here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I hope so.
12-9 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Fiers is still in there facing Delino DeShields. Throwing strike 1. DeShields is 0 for 2 with a pair of walks, 2 runs scored. Pitch is inside. It's 1-1. Well, Ricky Henderson was the victim. Strikeout number 5,000 for Nolan. He got a save in the '69 World Series with the Mets. 2 balls and a strike. 5,714. You can put that one to bed. Nobody's ever going to touch that.
I don't think anybody will approach any of those guys.
Probably not. Even at the high strikeout rate in today's game. 3-1.
High strikeout rate, low inning rate.
Yeah. In the air, and Colby Rasmus running out of room, watches it go back. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
What was Nolan's strikeout to Tommy John surgery ratio?
It was 5,000 and something to a 0.
It's a strong man right there.
King Felix has reached 2,000 strikeouts at the age of 29 years and 32 days. Nolan Ryan hit number 2,000 when he was 29 years and 7 months. So does King Felix have a shot?
Nope.
Get out there and pitch for another 15 and we'll see.
That's a walk to DeShields. 3rd walk for him tonight.
This strike zone has been,
where do you want it?
Certainly within question a lot of the night.
We've seen a lot with left-handed hitters up there. We've seen plenty of pitches further off the outside corner.
Chad Qualls is up in the Astros bullpen. 90 pitches for Fires. Odor's the batter. He is 2 for 4, a 2-run triple. To catch Ryan, King Felix would need to equal his career high every year through 2029.
Well, that's all.
That's it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No. Correa out to shallow center field. 1 out.
That was to catch Ryan.
Yeah.
So, and then Bert Blyleven at the bottom of that list. I'm curious what that would take. And I'm not going to do the math. I'm not that curious.
Bill James has some software predicting and projecting what Hernandez could do. And he could get to 3,583 for his career. But he and Clayton Kershaw have a 0% chance of reaching Nolan Ryan's 5.714. Brent Strom out to the mound. It's Fielder to bat. Fielder 2 for 4. So that's approximately 0, Ash.
Give or take a little bit, right?
Yeah.
5 percentage points.
Roughly 0. 12-9 Wild one. Fires came in the 3rd inning. Gave up 5 runs in that frame. And then a Beltre homer in the 5th. Now it's Fielder. The Rangers have won 3 and split 1 in their last 4 series. They had dropped the previous 4 series and 7 of 8 series. Bounces that throw over to first on DeShields. DeShields with 16 steals in 19 tries. A threat to go here. Rangers are 5th in stealing bases in the American League with 61. They have a very good percentage. 61 of 82. In Anaheim, Corey Kluber and the Indians lead the Angels 3-0 in the last of the 3rd inning. Kluber has a strong second half career, Mark. After the All-Star break, he lights it up, and he's following that trend just in the few starts he's had since the All-Star break this year. Throw to first again. DeShields back. DeShields has been a big-time base stealer in the minor leagues. We've talked about the fact that he had 101 steals one year in the Astros system. Last year he had 54 at Corpus Christi in 68 tries. Outside for ball 1. Beltre's on deck. San Diego's pounding Milwaukee 13-4 in the 7th inning. Seattle leading at Colorado 7-4 in the 7th. Sam Dyson is up for Texas in the bullpen. In the air, foul. 1-1 to Prince Fielder. An all-star again this year after having neck surgery last season. He was limited to 150 at-bats, had a herniated disc, and his season was finished May 16th of 2014. He's come back strong. Runner going. And the throw from Castro. Correa with the tag, not in time. DeShields got his 17th stolen base.
Nobody's going to throw much better than what Jason Castro does right here and throughout the season. So you really have to hand it to DeShields. Castro just continues to come firing out of there very well.
It's 1-2 to Fielder. Correa creeping in behind DeShields. Fielder hits it right to Correa. Zipping the throw on to Valbuena. 2 outs. DeShields to third.
Now,
And Beltre comes up. He has the cycle tonight. 2-run triple, double, single, homer for Beltre. Texas is 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position. The Rangers coming into this game were hitting .238 with runners in scoring position. Fourth player in history with 3 hits and getting that cycle 3 different times in 08 and 12 and this year. In the air and out into shallow right center field. It's Altuve calling. To end the 7th, no runs, no hits, a runner stranded at third. 12-9 Texas.
Okay, 12-9 Rangers. Speaking of food, Astros baseball offers incredible savings such as the all-you-can-eat seats at Minute Maid Park. This great deal scores you a ticket and unlimited ballpark favorites starting at only $35. For more information, visit Astros.com/value or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Those look pretty good. Where do I find those?
Julia, did you see the way that guy was eating those ribs? You were reading, so did you see that?
I did.
The rib crusher.
How would you describe that technique?
Rib crusher. That sounds like something they'd call me.
No.
I can crush things like that, though.
No.
Minus the chili and cheese.
We see the boomstick you are inevitably going to have.
2 feet long right there.
12-9 game. The Astros come up against Sam Freeman. Jason Castro with ball 1 in tight. He is 2 for 3. A double and a grand slam homer. Leonis Martin takes over in center field for Delino DeShields. He has a big time arm that could be a factor. Opposite field, Josh Hamilton back. 1 out. Altuve will bat. He's 1 for 4. Julia's had a chance to sample all the delectable offerings here. Looks like we'll get a change here from the Texas Rangers. Jeff Bannister out to bring in Dyson, who's been warming up. That's all that will be required of Sam Freeman. He gets 2 outs, retiring Valbuena on the sliding catch by Hamilton, and Castro on the routine play. 12-9 Texas. Back in a moment.
At the first base hit of his career, a triple in the 7th inning off the Brewers' Mark Knudsen. Frank hit .333 with a .983 OPS in 60 games that rookie season and totaled 3 triples that year. He finished his 19-year career with only 11 total triples, but compensated with 521 bombs. White Sox fans, they are a calm bunch, aren't they?
Tell you what, they are enthusiastic about their White Sox. Whoa.
You remember those guys from your time there, Blummer? They were about 84 years old by then, right?
Yeah, there's some of those ones that say that Nick can now be laid to rest.
12-9 ball game. Sam Dyson comes in facing Jose Altuve. And throwing strike one here in the 8th inning with 1 out. Altuve 1 for 4. And Dyson has been a nice addition to this Ranger bullpen, 27 years old. The Rangers made a deadline trade to get him from Miami. And he helped them over the weekend, even though he gave up a game-winning homer to Hunter Pence in one of the games with the Giants. He came back to get his first major league save yesterday, retiring Hunter Pence with 2 men on base. Got a double play ball from him, and that was in a 2-1 win. Foul back. It's 1-2. Dyson 3-4 in 46 innings with a 3.72 ERA. He was drafted by Toronto in 2010. It's 2-2. Well, their setup guys have really changed since the last time the Astros played this club. Rangers making recent moves to shuffle pitchers down to the minor leagues. Altuve strikes out. 2 outs. Carlos Gomez bats. He's 1 for 4. On our Twitter question, Ash, we had another element of it that we really didn't know about, or you might have known about it, with that situation with Nolan Ryan and Ricky Henderson.
I saw that.
Oh, you did see it? Okay.
Yeah, about the same day, and I can't tell you for certain. Was it the same day?
Well, we don't know, but we'll just give this person credit. Bo Wright says Ryan pitched his 7th no-hitter the same day that Ricky broke the stolen base record. Didn't realize that. He said that's what he thought we were talking about, and we said they shared something. 0-2 to Gomez. Tomorrow night, Giovanni Gallardo will start for the Rangers. We're not sure who's starting for the Astros. Ground ball off the glove of Moreland, on through into right field. Hit hard the other way by Gomez, and it's a single, his 2nd hit of the night. He stung that one.
Yeah, he looks good, and his energy level is everything that people have talked about.
Good job with 2 strikes going the other way.
Yeah, we saw in the series back at home as he came on. He lets a lot of pitches get deep on him late in the count.
Every Astro is on the board with a hit. A total of 13. The Rangers have out hit them with 15. Carlos Correa is 1 for 4, a 2-run homer his first time up. In the dirt, and that's blocked by Wilson. Ball 1.
Pretty good live arm from Dyson.
Yes.
Man, 97 miles an hour pretty consistently.
He could help them in the late innings, Blummer.
Man. Well, he punched out Altuve on a changeup at what, 88, 89 miles an hour. Yeah, anytime you can have an electric arm coming out of that bullpen, it's a good thing. A lot of moving parts out there right now.
1-1. Rangers are warming up their closer right now, Sean Tollison. One ball, 2 strikes. Correa hit his first inning homer on a 1-2 pitch. Tollison getting ready. He hit a fly ball to right on a 2-2 count. Another fly ball to right on a 1-2 pitch tonight. Runner goes. Ground ball third. Beltre to end it in the Astros 8th. No runs, a hit and a man left. 12-9 Texas. Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. Here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, it's 12-9 in a wild one. The Rangers got 6 in the first. They added 5 in the third inning. Now they come up in the home 8th inning against Chad Qualls. Mike Fiers in his Astros debut worked 5 innings in relief, allowing 7 hits, 6 runs, walking 3, fanning 5. He threw 96 pitches.
Chad Qualls coming on for the Astros, making his 37th appearance. How about that? 6 on the Astros all-time appearance list with 356.
He has been durable.
And he's been good lately. He has come back with a vengeance.
It's good to see.
Well, he had that pinched nerve in his neck. It was bothering him for a while. And now feeling good again. He faces Mitch Moreland. Moreland takes ball 1. He has 2 for 4 tonight, with 2 runs batted in. Qualls' last pitch in the 6-4 10-inning loss for the Astros. That was against Arizona Friday night, and he worked an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits and 1 run. Cleveland leads the Angels 3-0. They're in the top of the 4th in Anaheim, with Garrett Richards on the losing end there against Corey Kluber. Qualls misses. That goes to 2-0. David Price won his Toronto debut 5-1 over the Twins this afternoon. Cubs and Pirates are in a rain delay, tied at 1. Three and 1 rather. Blummer, what do you think of this second wild card? We saw it come to a lot of excitement last year with so many teams in the hunt. Do you think it's good for baseball?
I think it is. Anytime you can create a couple more races towards the end of the season, I think it's a good thing. And it's always good as a ball player or any professional athlete if you get an extra opportunity to go to the postseason, no matter how it is.
Jed Lowry, 1 out.
Well, it's pretty easy to look back. The 2 entrants into the World Series last year were wild cards, and we've seen it a number of times.
So as much as players and managers talk about not wanting to be the wild card because there's a 1-game chance to extend the season, it worked for both of those teams last year. Hamilton's 0 for 4. That's strike 1. The Astros have their 4, 5, 6 hitters, 2 up in the 9th. Tucker, Gaddis, Lowry. One and 1 for Qualls. Qualls is one of those Houston arms who could be coming on strong here the last 2 months because he was on the disabled list. His arm might be a little bit fresher. 2 balls and a strike. So what do you like here, Blummer? Who's in for you without much of a challenge right now? Any of those teams you see?
I see the Blue Jays taking over the Yankees just for sheer excitement purposes, and I see the Yankees getting in. And the Twinkies, the other 2 are going to stay the same.
Altuve, slick play to the backhand side. He gets Hamilton 2 outs.
Every Wednesday night home game is Dollar Hot Dog Wednesday, presented by Nolan Ryan Beef. The next Dollar Dog Wednesday is Wednesday, August 19th, when the Astros take on the Rays. For more information, visit astros.com/dollardogs or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Sizzling.
That was on the sidewalk earlier today.
Choose the batter. He homered his first time up. Then he drew a walk his 3rd time to the plate.
Were those footlongs?
No.
No, those were less than footlongs.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how they come up with that 2-foot-long job that Julia's been crushing down there.
She's the only one who could possibly answer that question. No balls, 2 strikes. Looking at appearances for the Astros relievers, they've really been spread out in the bullpen.
Wow.
Just like that is being spread out. That's a spread.
It's a 10-member family meal.
The hand is out by the row here.
That is a challenge, even for an entire family. 1 and 2. Qualls is making his 37th appearance.
What in the shish kebab is going on here?
Now, how long do you think the shish kebab is?
That's in the, well, that might be 1.5 feet.
1.5 feet.
Well, that's easily 2 and a hook.
Is there anything they're not cooking on that hot area? There's a check swing call. 2 and 2. So Fields earlier tonight made his 37th appearance. It's number 37 for Qualls. Luke Gregerson has 42. Pat Neshek 46. Tony Sipp 41. Will Harris 42.
Stay loose, gentlemen.
Yeah. It's nice to have a bullpen, though, where the appearances can be spread out a little bit. And most bullpens really don't work that way.
You know, it's stayed stable throughout the year. The setup guys and the closer, it's been a very nice, stable situation.
And maybe because guys haven't been overtaxed. and haven't had to go on the DL, although Chad Qualls did, but that was a pinched nerve, and he was pitching with that for a long time. There's a 2-out walk. Josh Field had a little stint to begin the season on the disabled list. And that's why in a game like this, Mike Fiers went 5 innings, so that could really be helpful for tomorrow night. Not knowing who the starter will be, we're probably looking at some bullpen work tomorrow night. Elvis Andrus is 2 for 4.
I would say just looking at game 1 of this 3-game series, bullpen work might be the key to the series.
Yeah, because it's tough to recover from a game in which the bullpen enters in the first inning. That could cost a team for a week or longer after that.
I just don't see where the hitting is going to shut down in this ballpark right now.
Two and 0.
And so yes to all of the above. I mean, this is a tough yard.
Strike makes it 2-1. Yeah, the tone of this game was set early. The Astros got 2 in the first on a Correa homer. The Rangers responded with 6 in their first. Correa gets a 2-out 2-bag for the force on Chu. That sends the game to the 9th. 12-9 Texas.
You're going to win that out as Adrian Beltre picked up a triple, his first at bat of the ball game. Rangers jumped on top with that big first inning, then a double to the same gap in left center field. I think there may have been some thinking on this one. Possibly a triple was to be had, but then he singles to right field, and that sets it up pretty nicely for a guy with all the home runs of his career as he launches one to left field. And by the 5th inning, Mr. Adrian Beltre had himself another cycle in his career.
You know what that gets you?
Gets you the TXU Energy Power Player of the game, and that
Gets you some big buns with a lot of beef in between.
really.
That's the Buster, right? What do they call it? The Buster, Ash?
I'm going to have to leave that in Blum's lap.
All right. Well, you're the guy with a nickname. We go to the 9th inning, and here's Tucker. And here's Tollison in the game. There's strike one. Sean Tollison, pitcher number 5 of the night for the Rangers, is 18 for 19 in saves with a 3.11 ERA. His whip is 1.08. had a day off yesterday. He had pitched in 4 in a row prior to that. So the Rangers are riding him hard here as they try to get back toward 500. And a win tonight would pull them to within 1 of 500. They would be 52 and 53. Tucker tries to get it going. But Gaddis and Lowry to follow. Breaking pitch makes it 1-2. Dyson went 1 1/3 innings. He allowed 1 hit, no runs, had no walks, and struck out a man. Tollison's allowed 1 earned run his last 8 innings. Out to center field. Martin. 1 out.
That's a good one right there. The bacon on the stick.
Have you tried that yourself?
We sampled that one a couple
of
one of the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's true.
It was legit.
It was.
That's very serious for a late night snack.
What do they do with all the
right now?
What do they do with all the spare parts at the end of the night?
That's a question.
Good question.
Better unasked.
Nice.
Ball 1 to Gaddis. He's 1 for 4.
I'll take that in a positive sense.
Some things we don't need to know. Gaddis singled and scored in the 4th inning. That one floats in for a strike. 1-1 as 27-year-old Sean Tollison goes to work. He saved a 7-6 game against the Astros July 18th, but he gave up 2 runs in 1 inning on a 2-run homer by Hank Conger. Two balls and a strike, but 18 of 19. That's a very good mark for Sean Tollison of Dallas, who went to Baylor. Last year he was a setup man primarily, pitching 64 times with a 2.76 ERA. Now it's 3-1. He took over though this season from Neftali Feliz, and he has not looked back. He's run away with that job. 3rd best success rate for saving games in the American League. He converted his first 13 of his major league career. 3-2 now for Gaddis. The Astros had a 2-0 lead after 1/2. Then they were behind 6-2 after 1, and they've been trying to play catch up ever since. After 3, they trailed 11-3. They got a grand slam from Jason Castro in the 4th. That's called strike 3. Gaddis thought ball 4. 2 outs.
Stay tuned after the game as Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton break down all the action from today's game, plus interviews from the clubhouse and much more on the Astros postgame show presented by Houston Methodist. There might be some highlights in that show.
Oh, there'll be plenty of highlights. That was yesterday with Marisnik with that great catch.
What kind of strike zone are we looking at tonight?
Jed Lowry bats. We'll get a look at that strike 3 on Gaddis.
There's your strike 3 right there.
Wow. Well, that's not good.
That's a rally crusher.
It's an umpire that's been out there for 4.5 hours calling a 21-run game.
Yeah, that might have been a strike on Eddie Goodell.
What year are we talking about?
Not sure.
But the we won.
1-1 to count. Line, a diving play by Odor to end it. Rougned Odor diving takes one away from Lowry. And the Rangers win this one. Their 52nd win against 53 losses. They pulled it within 7 of first place Houston, winning it 12-9.